What's up, everybody? My name's Aaron Ciotti. Everybody calls me Ciotti, and you're gonna learn something today. Huge shout out to Joshua Bardwell. He's on vacation. That guy deserves it. I'm in his time slot right now. I hope he's cool with that. I'm sure that he's cool with that. If he's not, he can't do anything about it. He's holed up in an Airbnb somewhere, enjoying life. In the chat, many people. Many wonderful people. 661FPV, Alec Dvornik, Angel Padron, B-Man FPV. B-Man FPV sent me this shirt. Thanks, B-Man. I'm a little guy, though. This shirt's a little big. This shirt's a little bit big. It's a large. I'm a medium, guys. If you're going to send me a shirt, medium or small. This is, yeah, it's a little big. But I love it. It says scrolling, scrolling, scrolling. Bot Grinders here. What's up, DJ? B-Man FPV, C. Kirk, Chomper FPV, CMYK, Don Lads, Drone Pilot, EE Doc, Eric Allen, Farmer 716, Frank Nicholas, Freelojo, Free Range Chicken. Free Range Chicken. Every time. Frosty FPV, Grumpy John, Guillermo, Ken Hill, Kearns JW, Josh Walsh. Where'd the F come from? Kind FPV, License to Drive, Luther, MCP, Mike Duran, what's up, Federico, Gemfan in the house, Pandemic Pilot, scrolling. Pedro Tomei, Pixel Pusher, Private Island, Renegade Rstang 50, Squints FPV, what's up, Adam? T-Bird FPV, Tim B, and TPMG. If I didn't call your name, blame YouTube. Their participant list sucks. Nothing I can do about it. In the chat, if you want to talk directly to me, all you've got to do is type my name. It's right down there. CiottiFPV. C-I-O-T-T-I, no space, FPV. If you do that, in the chat, it'll highlight your comment in orange, just like CMYK FPV did here. And then I will know that you're talking to me. Otherwise, I'll assume that you guys are talking amongst yourselves. The folks in the chat are amazing. We call ourselves the Collective because we are just the biggest nerds you've ever met. And yeah, I'm not I'm just the guy with the camera pointed at him. Everybody else in the chat are part of the conversation. When I don't know the answer to stuff, usually the Collective knows. We also do that over on Patreon. If you would like for me to continue doing this full time, as I have been for the last 6 months, I need your help. Straight up. I want to be supported by you guys so that you're my bosses, not Flywoo or you know what I mean? I don't want for reviews and for info coming out of me, I don't want you guys to like worry if it's fueled by you know, some company that's giving me free shit to review and I don't review it right because I don't want to not get free shit anymore. Probably a big part of the reason that I don't get free shit is because I review it harshly. I review stuff, you know, the way that I think it should be reviewed, not just like, this is great, it's the greatest thing ever, this is great, it's great, it's great, it's great. I'm not saying that other reviewers do that, but I think that's the, you know, I don't know. CMYK tagged me first. He said, what's up? Solo FPV tagged me. He said, Merry Christmas, dude. Merry Christmas to all of you. Hey, what would you guys think? All right, so I'm not doing a 24-hour stream before the end of the year. It's just not happening. But I am going to do the 12 hours of Christmas, god damn it. I'm thinking Christmas Eve at 6 p.m. I will start streaming, and then I won't stop until 6 a.m. Christmas Day. That way, I don't know. I'm pretty sure that's just what I'm going to do because that works for my... Trying to schedule a 24-hour stream is very difficult. Trying to schedule a 12-hour stream is almost as difficult. I stay up... I don't get tired until 4 or 5 or 6 a.m. So, yeah. 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. is actually a really good shift for me to do a stream, and I can play off of the 12 days of Christmas and call it the 12 hours of Christmas. So, yeah. I was going to, like, ask you guys if that's cool, but I kind of already made up my mind. Oh my god, Bot Grinder laid the smackdown on Guillermo. What the fuck happened in the chat? What are you guys doing? I'm just going to assume all is well. We all know Guillermo is infamous. I'm just going to assume that he was, you know, going ham in the chat and DJ decided to go ham back. Whatever. Moderators can only ban for 300 seconds, so 300 seconds from now, Guillermo will be back, and all will be well. That flight footage was from 10/26 of 2019. I have no idea what I was flying. I have no idea where the tune was. I have no concept. Yeah. If you have any questions, I don't know the answers to any of them. I'm assuming that I was flying a glide. I mean, yeah, I was probably flying a glide, more than likely on T-Motor F40 Pro 2, 1600K, although no. I think back then I was still on 4S, so that would be F40 Pro 2's 2400 kV, more than likely on T-Motor 5143 props, probably on 4S 1300s is what I was flying back then. Maybe not. License to Drive says, bring it. Angel Padron says, hello, brother, and happy holidays. Happy holidays to all of you beautiful bastards as well. Frank Nicholas says, I'm fucking ready. I don't think I've ever seen you curse, Frank. B-Man says, scrolling. B-Man, thanks again, dude. This is super fucking cool. Kristen is going to do a scrolling YouTube did the thing shirt at some point. But one of us has to make some goddamn money around here, and it's been her. So she's been just mind-blowingly busy, which I'm very jealous of. I've talked about it a bunch of times. Kristen's about 3 years in to building her own business, and she's just done an incredible job. It's really, yeah. I have to like sometimes convince myself that I'm not a piece of crap because I'm nowhere near where she's at. Yeah, she's way better at working for herself than I am. But hey, I'm trying, man. I'm getting there. We'll see what happens. We'll see what 2021 brings. Drone Pilot says, just join Patreon. Elias, you should see it. Let me know if all is okay. Also, is there another chat group for this stream as such? Thank you, Drone Pilot. If you would like to join him and also join my Patreon, you can do it from CiottiFPV.com. You go to that website, it's going to bounce you over to Linktree. Bunch of different ways that you can support me. The one that helps me the most, though, is you guys joining the Patreon page. I know $3 a month doesn't seem like much, but when 100 of you do it, it becomes a lot. $3 gets you in the door, and then there's a bunch of tiers after that are going to get you in onto the giveaways that I do 2 times a month. 2 Mondays a month, I do a $10, $5 tier, $10 tier, $20 tier giveaways. $5 tier is giveaways for Tiny Whoop and toothpick parts. $10 a month tier is 3-inch micro brushless parts. $20 a month tier is 5-inch parts. If you have all of those, rigs and you really want to support me and win a bunch of stuff, because it's, yeah, the guys that are on this tier win a lot of stuff. There is a $30 tier, and that puts you into all 3 of those giveaways. So you'll be entered into 6 giveaways a month. Like I said, those people that are in that tier are the ones that win more often. Go figure. And yeah, I would like to think that just the giveaways almost kind of pay for the Patreon membership, because a big chunk of the Patreon money that comes my way goes right back into buying the giveaway stuff. So it kind of, yeah, math and all. Drone Pilot, you should get a, when you join the Patreon page, you should get some sort of an email, or like a welcome email or some shit like that. In that welcome email is a super secret video for just you guys, and the info on how to get linked up with Patreon. If it doesn't work, let me know, and I will struggle to figure out why, because I'm not good with Discord, but I'll try my best. Or actually what I'll do is I'll just manually invite you to the group, and then manually give you the Patreon. I don't know how Discord works, but I'll do the thing in the place, and it'll be great. Frank Nicholas says, yes, nice small gap shot. I wonder what we were talking about. Private Island says, nice trampoline. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that gap under the trees. And yeah, the trampoline. Private Island FPV says, nice trampoline. I used to use those, them as trampolines. Don Ladd says, good evening. YouTube did the thing. Scrolling, back up to find my place. Farts, poops, and farts. There it is. Eric Allen says, what's up? How's life? Free Lojo says, your shirt rocks. Chris Mel says, what's up? Pandemic Pilot with $2 Californian dollars. He says, California, gonna have a party. Thank you, Pandemic Pilot, for reminding me how awesome you guys are. Buck Grinder says, dab time? B-Man FPV says, no doubt, man. I didn't realize you were a man-child. Watch it a few times on hot. That's the plan, brother. Loon FPV is here. He says, made it, watching and eating dinner, watching the news, aka OYU, aka you. Got it. Oof. I don't know if you guys want to watch me for the for the news. Frosty FPV says, is Emu really that much better? Frosty, in my opinion, EmuFlight is not better. I think that BetaFlight is better, mainly because BetaFlight has RPM filtering, and knowing the RPM of the motors is a really big deal. A really, really, really big deal. And it doesn't seem like not... It just seems, from all of the people that really dive into black box logs and really have their sort of finger on the pulse of what makes quads fly really, really well, it just kind of it's certainly, and this has been my experience as well, which is that there's just nothing that can replace RPM filtering. Basically, RPM filtering is based on actual facts, whereas everything else is based on guesses. All of the other filtering is literally built on just guesses at what's going to happen at different RPMs. It has to be, because the filtering doesn't know what RPM the motors are spinning at. So it's going to have to guess, right? It's a car without a tachometer. If you've ever driven a manual car without a tachometer, it's drivable. Like, you'll get to work, you'll be fine, because you can hear the engine. It's kind of funny, because all of the filters that we used are based on audio filters. So they're kind of listening in a weird way. Not really, but yeah. You wouldn't take... If you were going to build that car into a race car, you'd put a tachometer on it so that you knew what RPM the engine was turning. I do the same thing with my quads. But some people say that that on tiny whoops, for whatever reason, EmuFlight works really well, and that intrigues me, because BetaFlight and just our flight software in general has been developed mainly on 5-inch rigs, whereas EmuFlight has had a lot of development time spent on little stuff. So I'm gonna stop just basically operating off of I haven't run EmuFlight yet, and it's not really great to say, hey, EmuFlight's not all that great, but I haven't used it. You know what I mean? Like, it's only fair for me to actually give it a try. Basing what you do off of the data and science and whatever that's available is fine. It's a good thing. But then ignoring it's causation and it's causality and causation, I think. I always get them mixed up. But it's not enough to just base things off of the facts 100% of the time. If you have all the facts, well, what you think is all the facts, but then in the real world, the performance doesn't match up with the science, you don't have all the facts. And so, I have the facts. Now I'm going to explore. The motor notchiness testing is a perfect example of that. The science, the facts, the data says the notchiness of a motor should not have anything to do with the amount of vibrations that it produces. But I've proven over the last 4 years that that's not true, which just basically means that there's just something that we're not looking at. Like, there's some other element of the cogginess of the motor that is having a negative effect. So so that motor cogginess debate that we've been having over the last month is a perfect example. In practice, in the real world, if a motor's notchy on a micro, it's going to fly like a bag of shit. Period. I've run over 20 different probably over 30 different sets of motors on micros over the last 4 years, and 100% of the time, if I take the motor in my fingers and turn it and it feels real notchy and coggy, when I build the rig with that, with all of the setup exactly identical to every other motor I've run on that rig, flies like hell. So yeah, we're gonna see what EmuFlight is all about. Squints is here. Everybody talks CiottiFPV to do Sunday live stream mobile style and come fly with us. Is there a way to do it? Is there? I mean, the DJ has a couple streams up from Orca, but I'm not in a place to be able to get my hands on Orca. It also seemed pretty good, but DJ, back me up on this. It also kind of seemed like unfinished, I guess is a word, right? It just wasn't like polished. It seemed like it was kind of a pain in the ass. I could totally be wrong, but it just seemed like it was, and it's brand new. What's it called? FPV Connect, I think, is absolutely brand new. So I mean, it makes sense that it would be kind of imperfect. Let me get my email up to see what is happening, because all kinds of shit is popping up in the corner of my screen. What do we got? What are you guys up to? Patreon says Copter 612. Oh damn! Now we got 2 people on the $42 tier. Somebody asked me to make a $42 tier because a $420 tier would be kind of excessive. I mean, it'd be great for me, but yeah. Somebody wanted a weed number tier, and who am I to say no? So there's a $42 tier, and Copter 612 just jumped on it. That's super cool. Thank you, Copter. You're going to be in a million giveaways tonight. Hey, we're doing the giveaways in 8 minutes. So if you want to get in on the Patreon giveaways, you better hurry. Although, yeah, just go jump on the Patreon and then post here in the chat which tier you jumped on, and I'll just manually put you in just to make sure that it comes through. And it looks like Mr. Daniel Maurer, the rimmiest of Tims, went up to the $30 tier as well. He wants to win himself a goddamn Christmas present. Because we got some really good giveaways tonight, as you guys probably saw from the thumbnail. You guys are awesome, and you're part of the reason that I've been able to do this all year, and potentially will be able to continue doing this. You OG folks will probably remember, like, a bunch of months ago, me saying like that the Patreon was kind of falling on its face. I don't know what happened in the middle of the year. It just dried up. But it is coming back with a vengeance. Today, right now, the Patreon is almost double what it was a few months ago. That's amazing. You guys are just fucking great. Keep the suggestions coming as to what I can do over there to further kind of incentivize you guys to join / stay / whatever. You guys rule. Okay, so I'm going to hit this chat as hard and fast as I can. Ready? It'll take like 3 comments before I find something interesting and talk for 20 minutes about it. Ready? Here we go. Rick Cepeda says, did you see the list of stuff that Nevin is giving away on FPVExchange on Christmas Eve? I did, Rick. We're going to talk about it. If you haven't already, go to FPVExchange, get set up. There's like $1 million of stuff that Nevin is giving away on Christmas Eve, and all you have to do is go sign up. The website and the whole of FPVExchange, in my opinion, really comes alive when a bunch of people go on there, set up an account for free, type in their city and state that they live in, and import the stuff that they've bought previously from RDQ and PyroDrone and GetFPV. Nevin has made that process unbelievably easy, and yeah, and that's all you have to do. You just have to do that, and then you'll be entered. Kind of a no-brainer. And like, there's stuff being given away, like a bunch of session 5s. Like, isn't it worth like 3 minutes to set up an account, import a bunch of stuff from and then you'll have a big ass list in one place of everything that you've ever bought from Get FPV, RDQ, Pyrodrone. It doesn't total it up. Don't worry. Your wife will never know. And/or girlfriend. It doesn't total it up. It just makes a big ass list. And then if you have stuff that you want to sell, you just click, I want to sell that. I want to sell that. Like when it imports them, it doesn't import the whole damn thing as like for sale, for sale, for sale. It just imports it as this is the stuff that I've owned. And then you have to go in and decide if you want to put stuff for sale, specifically for sale. But what's really cool about it is even if you don't do that, if like me, for example, in Atlanta, I've got a bunch of F40 Pro 2s, which is a very specific motor. If another pilot comes to town, blows up an F40 Pro 2, doesn't have a spare, he can go on there and see that I've bought Pro 2s before and send me a message and say, yo, you got any of those Pro 2s left? I'll sell you, I'll buy one for $1,000. And then I'll be rich because I'll sell them like 50 of the fucking things. You know what I mean? Go do it. Get yourself some free shit for fucking Christmas. Come on. What do I really have to like sell you guys on this? Just go do it and it'll be a good thing. And it's all around the goddamn world. So there's no excuses. There's literally no excuses to not go do it. See what I mean? The first comment, I got all excited. Here we go. For real this time. KVFPV says, how's it going? Drone Pilot says, $30 tier, chat window for Patreons. Frosty FPV says, I'm wondering why so many people think Emu is so much better than BetaFlight. Frosty, I believe the main reason is that EmuFlight has more filtering built in from default. Just like because those people are typically the same people who say that BetaFlight 3.5.7 flies better than 4.1 and 4.2. And it's the same goddamn flight software. Like 3.5.7 by default had a lot more filtering built in. So beat ass or sloppily built rigs will be totally fine without making any adjustments whatsoever. BetaFlight 4.0 and then 4.1 and 4.2 have less base filtering built in, so they fly a lot better unless your rig is beat to shit or really sloppily built, and then they cause issues. There's a really easy solution. It's to either build the rig better or fix the rig, or just move the sliders down with the filtering. But I know there's people that just can't get that, they just can't wrap their head around moving those filter sliders down, and they just have to leave everything totally stock. So yeah, EmuFlight for in that scenario is gonna fly better because by default it's got more filtering built in. More filtering means more delay for anybody that's sort of new, and it also means more, well, you can interchange the word delay with latency. So yeah, more filtering is only good if you can't afford or can't figure out how to build your rigs cleaner. Come here and I'll tell you how to do that. And I'll join the Patreon and I will tell you how to do. I've already told you how to do that. There are already a ton of posts on my Patreon page explaining to you exactly how to do that and suggesting some of the cheapest parts available, because I've always been on a very tight budget in this hobby. So finding parts that are either good enough to warrant the cost or just straight up cheap and decent has always been my approach. Alec Dvornik with a $5 super chat. He said, this is how you get Ciotti's attention. It most certainly is. If for whatever reason you're tagging me and I'm not seeing your comment, if you do a super chat, I will never miss that because it's money and that's fucked up to miss money. Guillermo's changed his name to Little Boot Grinder. He says, I'm the son of Zorro and Bot. I was conceived in a Rotor Riot time. You forgot to change the your image, Tiago. License to Drive says, you saw my Tiny Trainer gloves? 2 people already printed sets for their... Oh, I did. Yeah. License to Drive has some really cool Tiny Trainer 3D STL files, 3D print STL files. Go check them out. There's a link in the chat. Mr. D says, does EmuFlight have RPM filtering? It most certainly does not. If it did, if EmuFlight did adapt RPM filtering, I would be like a lot more into it, because there are some things about EmuFlight that I really like, but the lack of RPM filtering is a little bit of a deal breaker for me on 5-inch rigs. KindFPV says, Merry Christmas. Pandemic Pilot says, I'll join the chaos with the Californian dollars. Squint says, don't ask us, just tell us. I try. That's when you guys don't tell me. I just do what I think you'll like. And lately it seems like that's been working, so I'll just keep going. I wake up, I come in here, I start doing shit, and then at some point I can't do it anymore. I walk out of this room. And then as soon as I can, I come back into this room. So, yeah. Little Boot Grinder says, if I stay with you for Christmas, ... I'm confused. Dauntless says, what's up? EE-Doc says, did Darshua Bodwell disappear? We've got a... There's somebody that's usually hanging out in the chat whose name is Jarshua Bodwell, and I think that's terrific. Little Boot Grinder says, I never get banned. I'm also Guillermo. I'm all over. I'm worse than Corona. That's not true. Obese Quads is here. He says, what's up? I just showered, so you guys are going to have to deal with me pushing my fucking hair out of my face because I hate it for a while. Dauntless says, hanging lights on the tree. Jesus! A little bit late, but we drove to cut it down yesterday in the forest. All right, then you get a pass. LoonFPV says, $300 to be exact. I don't remember what we were talking about. Oh, I don't remember what we were talking about. Bot Grinder dropping a link to my Patreon. Thank you for that, bot. Check this out. I think this is right. That's me returning the favor. There's a link to Bot's Patreon as well. I love being a patron of Bot. He posts awesome shit. He does a way better job at me than me posting like early access to stuff, and I just... Luckily for guys, there's guys like him, so that I don't even have to like think. I just let him figure a new thing out, and then I'm like, oh shit, Bot's doing that? I'm just gonna copy off of him. Yeah, if you're not a patron of Bot and Joshua, you kind of should be. Like, yeah, should be. Support people, man. Support people. I can't tell you how cool of an experience it's been. I was not like anti-Patreon, but Patreon was... I was just kind of like, why would I go and just give people money for nothing? And then you guys browbeat me into starting my Patreon, and I still didn't totally see the light, but then I started becoming a patron of a shitload of other people. I spend about $100 a month on Patreon, patrons of other people, which has like steadily grown more and more and more. I've just found more and more people that I want to support on there, and it's been great. Like it's just so, it just feels really good to directly support other people that are trying to do cool shit. And like, for $3 a month or for $5 a month, I get like $30 or $50 a month worth of return, worth of like, oh, it's so cool to see what this person's doing, or like, oh shit, they did a giveaway and I fucking won the giveaway, which was like an $80 thing, which just paid for like 3 years of that person's Patreon memberships, right? So it's yeah, it's just a really, really cool website. I think you guys should spend some time farting around on there and look for some other really cool people, because there's some awesome people doing cool shit on there, and I think you guys will really like it. And everybody pretty much has like a $1 or $2 or $3 tier that you can jump on, and it makes a huge difference. Like, it really, really, really makes a big difference. So go support other people. I know buying shit is fun, but buying people is even more fun. Grumpy John TX Redneck RC says you're looking more like the older Mr. Steele than he does lately. Yeah, people always say that I look like Steele, which is funny because he's like 10 years younger than me. So, but yeah, being compared to someone 10 years younger than you when you're almost 40 years old feels good. I wish I didn't just outwardly look like him. I wish I, like, on the inside felt like him, and or was a third as successful. But I'll take what I can get, man. Loon FPV says, I'm almost done with that OG inductor sport. Nice. Double A's here. What's up, brother? Chat did the thing. Scrolling. Back up. Oh! I was wondering, so it's now 8:36, and I'm sitting here like, why didn't my phone alarm go off? Because my phone alarm for the giveaways goes off at 10:30. So is that too long? Is that too late to wait? I would like to do the giveaways at 10:30 because that gives me a reason to not stop at 10. How about this? I'll get caught up on chat, and then we'll do the giveaways. I am going to continue to go through chat quickly, though. Dauntless H says, what's up? Little boot grinder. Oh, wait, no. I still got to find my place. Where was I? YouTube, can't you just, like... Can't you just fucking not be like this? Can't you just be better? Loot FPV says, Emo put a hit out on you. Frosty FPV says, thanks, brother. That's what I needed to hear. Loon also says, please do it. I was running Emo on all my whoops before I destroyed them. Scroll. Pixel Pusher says, facts be non-facts to me equals BetaFlight shillery. What does that mean? Facts be non-facts to me equals BetaFlight shillery. I don't really know how to shill for BetaFlight, though, because it's free. I don't know. Farmer716 says, does BetaFlight or EmuFlight have position hold for GPS? Collective, who knows about GPS? I've not done it yet, so I don't know a single thing about GPS or position hold. I'm pretty sure some folks in the collective do know that, though. Tag Farmer. Type @farm, and it'll fill in the rest. And yeah, you guys let Farmer know which has position hold. Pandemic Pilot says, is there any sort of OpenTX configuration share site or somewhere to get good starter templates for Companion? And the same with BetaFlight. Not that I know of. Yeah, not that I know of. It's really hard. The starter template thing is pretty difficult because they're just. I think we're closer now than we've ever been to having some sort of starter templates that'll actually work, but it's still really dangerous. Like it's really dangerous to use anybody else's settings. It's why I don't really share like my PIDs openly or in my video descriptions. I don't want somebody that doesn't know what they're doing. And when I was new, I was like desperate to find other people's PIDs. Like that's all I wanted to do was find other people's PIDs and put them on my stuff and see. And yeah, I blew up a lot of shit. I blew up a ton of stuff doing that. So that's not something that I'll ever do for anybody else. I'm here, and the big thought process that I've got with like the way I'm approaching making a career out of FPV is that Joshua very obviously has like the finished edits locked down, and like he does that better than anybody. You can go onto his channel and search for anything and find a beautifully polished, finished, edited 5-minute long video telling you exactly how to do it. So I at the beginning of this whole thing, I kind of thought, well, it would be insane for me to try to do that, right? Like, I could probably get away with it. I mean, if you have like 2 people doing the same thing like that, it's probably fine. But you know, you start to get like 3, 4, 5 people trying to do the exact same thing, and it's like somebody's gonna fail. But my approach was, all right, I'm gonna live stream so that I'm available to you guys for minimum 4 hours a week. Usually, what, 6, 8, 10 hours sometimes a week, right? So that you guys can stop in, say hey, ask the questions, and we can talk through how to get you into a rig that flies really well, rather than just basically throwing darts, right? Like, just grabbing somebody else's settings is just throwing a dart. And I just, yeah, I don't want anybody to blow up as much stuff and have as much frustration as I did trying to get into this hobby. Because I quit this hobby like 3 or 4 times. 3 or 4 times I went to sleep. I'm like, nope, that's it. This is bullshit. This is absolutely ridiculous. It is not worth it. I obviously can't do it. I'm a piece of garbage. Blah, 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 blah. Some mornings I woke up and started listing everything for sale. Luckily, during that really hard time, Brad and I were both kind of going through it. So we would sort of, it was almost like monthly. Like every month, one of us would quit the hobby, and then the other one would just like guilt trip basically them into not quitting, which was basically like, if you fucking quit, I'm gonna stab you because I'm not going through this shit alone. So yeah, luckily we both just kept smashing our heads into it. But it was hard, dude. It was really, really, really hard. Brad was lucky enough to go towards 5-inch stuff a lot earlier than I did. I stuck with micro stuff only for the first like year and a half, I think. And it was impossible. It was so much worse back then than it is now, but it's still pretty bad. It's still pretty hard to build a micro that flies even well, no, you can, it's easy to build them that fly remotely decent. But it's very hard still to build a micro that'll carry HD in a way that has both performance and good video quality. But I'm here to tell you that it can be done. You just gotta come see me. Speaking of coming and seeing me, is that weird? I don't know if that's weird. Check this out. So if you go to CiottiFPV.com, it's going to redirect you over to Linktree with all of these beautiful links. Look at this. If you go into Fiverr, I'll have you know that there's a new gig on Fiverr. The first one go away. The first one I did was I will edit your drone footage. Haven't gotten a chance to do that yet, but that's okay. Second one I did was I will provide FPV flight instruction via the simulator. I've done this job a bunch, and the people that I've done it with have fucking loved it. So maybe come on over and I've been an instructor for about 10 years. Previous to this, it was in motorsports, teaching people how to drive fast, safe, quick. So I have a lot of experience how to instruct, how to like watch what you're doing and figure out a way to tell you to improve it. And that is one of my big end goals. I own or whatever the domain, the FPV instructor, that.com. That's like the full, I would love for that to be like a full-time gig. I would love to get like 20, 30 hours of work a week doing that. That's probably a bit excessive, but that's something that I have a huge passion for. So yeah, if you want to be really early in that process, there you go. Next one is I will tune your FPV drone for smoothness and stick response. That one's not new. But the last one is new, and it's called I will spec out the best parts for your FPV drone. Shout out to CMY. I almost said T-Bird. It was CMYK FPV that gave me the idea to do this, and he's probably going to be the first one to jump in there and yeah, book me for that gig. So come on over. Yeah, let me work for you. I want to work for you guys. I want to continue to in a more one-on-one setting give you guys the knowledge and help you to like really focus in on what you're doing. Let me. We've also got some other fun stuff. We've got some t-shirts. I haven't even ordered one of these yet. I'm hoping maybe Santa will bring me one. We've got the Etsy store with a bunch of stickers and lovely little hardware pieces and bits and bobs and all kinds of silly shit. Treat yourself 2020. Do it. Get a t-shirt before I have one and then rub it in my face. And then there's a bunch of affiliate links, of course. If you're doing orders on Amazon, Get FPV, FPV Crate Banggood, or AliExpress, or, god damn it, Camera Butter. I kept thinking Canna Butter. That's not the same thing. Yeah. Thanks, guys. You've already been doing a great job at all of these things, but I'm contractually obligated by YouTube to remind you. Luther says, I just spent all my money in a 533 build. Well, that's a good thing to spend your money on. I give that the thumbs up, Luther. Drone Pilot says, we like you and your knowledge, so something small from us combined keeps you giving us info that would otherwise take us ages to learn, let alone the costs in trial and error. Oh God, I almost threw up. Drone Pilot knows what's up. He knows that a couple dollars a month is going to save him an unbelievable amount in the long run. June Loco says, what's up? Pandemic Pilot says, Radio Master TX12S seems to have a cold soldering issue. Been sent 3 main boards. Whoa. In TBS Crossfire boxes. That's funny. Wow. That's all I have to say about that. That's all I got to say about that. From day one, motherfuckers. $100 from day one. Although I've put Hall effect gimbals in it, but oh man, that sucks, Pandemic Pilot. I don't know. The whole the Radio Master situation just seems to get worse and worse, and maybe just, I don't know. QX7s are $100. Maybe just snag one, and then you'll have one radio that works all the time. And then you guys can keep fucking around with these Radio Masters, which they're cool looking, and they have Hall effect gimbals in them, and they have big fancy screens on them. But I don't know. I just want my transmitter to work. Luther says HDO2 or Orca FPV1. So I'm still on HD3s, mainly because HDO2s are expensive. But the other reason is that I've flown with HDO2s a bunch of times, and yes, they look better, but they don't give me any more information as a pilot to help me be a better pilot. So I don't really see a point in switching from the HD3 to the HDO2, and and you can get HD3s used really cheap. So I would actually say use HD3s, but if forced to choose between HDO2s and Orcas, I would get Orcas, because there just seems to be more of a future with Orca, right? Like they've got FPV Connect, which is really fucking cool. And they're, I don't know, they're like innovating. They're doing some really cool shit. And Fat Shark is just kind of stuck. Like they're like Sharkbite is not a finished product from what I've heard from everyone. So yeah, and it looks like Orca is going towards HD now too. So yeah, the HDO2 thing, like, I guess if you can find them used for like 250 or 300, maybe that's the route to go. But I would still rather pay a hell of a lot less than that for HD3s, or go all the way up to the Orca. Although, all that being said, if I didn't have goggles right now and I was buying a set of goggles, it would be DJI goggles. Even with the V2s coming, I would still buy the DJI version 1s. It's just really good. Like, it's amazing. It's amazingly good. It's more expensive, mainly because the VTXs cost a fortune, but it's so good. Pixel Pusher says, I fly Emu only and black box like Batman. I'm telling you, 4.2 is crap compared to Emu. Wow, that's the first I've ever heard of that. Agree to disagree on the whole amateur or crappy builds point. That is literally the first time I've ever heard anyone who looks at black box logs say that EmuFlight is better than BetaFlight. So that's I don't know what to say. Everybody else seems to agree that that BetaFlight's better. Yeah, that's awesome. I'm glad to hear the opposite of that. Pixel Pusher also says Mamba F405 stack versus your Talon and 4.2. Wait, what? Versus your Talon. What are we talking about? I'm confused, Pixel Pusher. Katie2RDH Larry says, where are these posts on Patreon? Can you show us? I can, Larry. I can. If you go to the Patreon page, you can come in here to... Where's the keystroke? You can come in here to these little tag things here. Tech Talk, Flying, Livestream, Edit, PID. These are all driven by the tags that I leave in each one of these posts. And I don't have all of the posts tagged, but I have a lot of them tagged. So, I mean, you can certainly just come in here and fucking scroll forever and just keep clicking load more, and you'll eventually get there. But I like to use these little tags. So, like, if you're looking for something... Really? You're going to do me like this? Patreon, there you go. If you're looking for something technical related, if you click Tech Talk, it's going to pinwheel for a while, and then it's going to pick up every single post that I've remembered to to leave that Tech Talk tag in. And there's a shitload of these tags. As you can see here, 82 more tags. I really need to spend... I try to spend a little bit of... I spend a little bit of time every day. Not every day, probably like once a week, going in here and cleaning this up. I don't want to just have one... It's stupid to have all these tags with just one instance. So yeah, you're going to see this slowly get a little bit cleaned up. But yeah, that's how you can find all of the... Because a lot of the technical stuff that I've written is from like a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago in some cases. And I dumped all that stuff into the Patreon page like really early on to fill it up and to have some actual content in there. So yeah, that stuff tends to be kind of buried. Although, you know what you can also do is by default, it's newest to oldest. You can just click it and just flip it to oldest to newest, and then yeah, as you scroll down, you'll be more chronological. Drone Pilot says, about making the rig fly better, I found on my 7-inch rigs, even the slightest nick on a blade changes the vibrations. Not as forgiving as a 5-inch, also higher speeds on 7-inch fly smoother. Yeah, very much so. So Drone Pilot is like sort of, yeah, that experience is exactly what I was talking about earlier, where BetaFlight and all the flight software to some extent has been developed around 5-inch rigs. If you move bigger or smaller than 5-inch, like, good luck. You know, you're entering this unknown world of madness and insanity. And yeah, it makes sense. A 7-inch rig, getting a bent up or nicked up blade, yeah, so the rig is already like outside of the normal tuning parameters, and then you're gonna add more vibrations to it. So yeah, it's like it's already on the edge of what's possible, and then you get a nick in the blade, and it just all goes to hell. KVFPV says, have you seen the Attitude V6s? If so, what do you think? I watched Joshua's video on them. It seemed like it's a pretty narrow audience. I don't know. They don't have enough field of view. I'm a fan of all the field of view that I can kind of get my hands on. Brian Ledmeraw says, just got home from work. What did I miss? Not much. Just getting caught up on chat. Scrolling. B-Man says, where do you think I can grab a TPU mount for the BetaFPV 360 SMO 4K? From BetaFPV, probably. I doubt that anybody has created mounts for that yet, but you never know. Anybody know? Message B-Man. Pandemic Pilot says, I thought the same thing. Now I've given you like $100. It'll happen. I swear it'll happen. I have no control. And then he says, just teared up. Oh, it just did the thing. God damn it. Scrolling up. Scrolling up. Scrolling up. Gotta be here somewhere. God damn it. There it is. Don Ladd says, I got an email to say those motors are in the country now, so should have them in a day or so. Thanks. You're certainly welcome, Don. Mr. Indy Jones SCJ with a $5 super chat. Thank you, Mr. Indy. He says, for the naked GoPro, bought once a naked whatever the hell was supposed to go with that hex from Flywoo. For the naked GoPro, bought once a naked whatever the hell. It doesn't look like it was a question. If it was a question, tag me and I'll answer it. What I will say is, I'm going to be building a. Oh hey, over here. Look at that. If you want to contribute to the Naked GoPro Fund, do a super chat or a PayPal and just write it like for the Naked GoPro Fund, and I'll add it. I'm going to be building a Naked GoPro from scratch. What do you think of that? On eBay, you can buy the main board and you can buy the camera lens. Huge thanks to TweetFPV. Dan messaged me after the last live stream, I guess, and he was like, look what you can do. I'm super into that, man. I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter as much because, like, you can get a Hero 6 for $207-ish, and apparently it's not that hard to really pull them apart. But I don't know, why the hell would you? Right? Like, why would you rip one apart and risk like screwing it up when you're pulling it apart when you can just buy the main board, buy like a new main board and a new lens assembly and just I'm excited now. Pandemic Pilot says, that is the answer I wanted. I think I just found a new project. Less PIDs, more switches. I don't remember what we were talking about. God damn it. I hate just forever being behind on chat. Nukem720 says, hey, buddy, Merry Christmas. Thanks, Nukem. I almost said Yukum. Creamy BFPV with a $9.99 super chat. Thank you very much. Hanging out with the kids so I can't watch the stream live. I will, if you're still in here, Creamy B, I'll make you a deal. I will try my best tonight to not curse a lot so that you can watch with your kids. That being said, I would not trust me on that one. just in fairness. License to Drive says this is a visual representation of someone using someone else's PIDs. Oh boy. What? Oh. Why YouTube? Why do you do this to me? I just hit copy link and it explodes. I love these videos. I love when people throw heavy things into washing machines in their yards. I can watch this shit for hours. Oh man, look at him go! Yeah. Round 2, motherfuckers. Ooh! Well, that didn't take long. Sorry, Creamy B. I told you. I immediately told you that it wouldn't last long. Oh man, that is. Look at it. Look at it go. It's going off. It's going out of frame. Oh man. It's a special kind of magic. Drone Pilot says, how on earth can someone else's settings work? The weight, battery, motors, etc. From build to build, everything the same. My PIDs are different because of a million reasons. It's true, Drone Pilot. It's very true. Pandemic Pilot says, it is more the fact the transmitter keeps breaking and my configs were messed up. TX16X drives me nuts. I just want to fly. Basic switch setup, mixes, mode mixing. Pandemic. Just buy a QX7, man. $100, buy a QX7. There's a million videos that'll walk you through how to set the switches up. You'll be up and running in like a half an hour. And God forbid you need to sell the thing, somebody will give you $80 for it probably. Believe me, it's well worth the $20 or $30 or $40 that you'll pay in the grand scheme of things, buying it and then maybe selling it someday. There you go. There's some consumer advice from your boy, Captain Big Tooth Gangly Sado. Pandemic Pilot says, what simulator? Velocidrome? JFPV says, love you, dude. How you feeling today? I'm all right, Jay. I am all right. Frank Nicholas says, don't forget my stickers, magnets, paid via PayPal. I think they went out today. Yep. They're not here, and I had them right here in front of me to remind myself. I sent a ton of stuff out today, and they had to have been in there because they're literally not sitting right here anymore. And I think I remember doing it, but I did a whole bunch at once. LunaFPV says, you try the Tiny Whoop Go? It's pretty fun. Can't fly for shit. I challenge you to duel. Tiny Whoop Go? What even is that? Is that a, is that like a new, is that a new rig? Tiny Whoop Go. Tiny Whoop Go. Oh, is that the simulator? I don't, why would I, like, I get flying 5-inch rigs in the simulator because I can't just like walk outside and fly 5-inch rigs, but I can just fly Tiny Whoops for real. Like, I get it for the racers, but I don't understand the Tiny Whoop simulator for freestyle. Because like they don't really break. Although I guess they break. Yeah, I guess it makes sense. You could get practice so that you don't break your Tiny Whoop stuff. I don't really break Tiny Whoop stuff though. Juan Jose Gomez says, thoughts on Newbie Drone Flow 2306.5. Here are my thoughts on them. This is a bag of parts for 4 glides that I'm going to build to sell to you guys through FPVExchange. And you'll notice the motors in here are NBD Flow 2306.5s. I'm about 20 batteries into them. I have crashed the shit out of them. They held up shockingly well. They fly great. They tune completely normal. And they're hysterically cheap. What's not to like? I'll tell you what's not to like is the weight. The only ding on those motors is that they're a little bit heavier than regular 2306s, which is my preferred motor size. They're a little bit heavier because they're 2306.5. They weigh exactly what they should weigh for a 2306.5. I just personally don't... I don't want the extra stator size. I would rather have a less powerful, lighter weight motor, which is why I fly regular 2306s. So yeah, I'm gonna leave them on the budget rig, which is that one. And I'm gonna keep flying them, but my main rigs are on T-Motor F40 Pro 4s, which are 2-point-something grams lighter, which I know doesn't sound like a lot, but it is a lot. Every single, like, half a gram on the end of the arm, you can feel. It really does make a big difference. So other than that one thing, they're phenomenal. And for, like, any kind of, like, a basher rig or anything other than, like, I'm building a rig that's going to use the best of everything. And that's what the two, like, main 5-inch glides that I have are. They were, like, no like, budget notwithstanding, let's build the best possible glide. And in that scenario, yeah, you pay twice as much money for a T-Motor F40 Pro 4. Sure, it fucking better be better. It better be a better than the Flow 20, right? So, I can't believe how good the Flow motors are. I really can't. It's just silly. AliFX's QX7 broke within 2 months of being in the hobby. That sucks. That's this hobby though. The QC in this hobby is not great. I've not really heard of many people having QX7 failures. They've always, I mean, FR Sky in general, their stuff tends to have really good QC. So yeah, that's outside of the norm. If you buy your QX7 from, like, RDQ or GetFPV or Pyrodrone, you're going to have their customer service standing behind it, which is a really good thing too. So I don't know. Pandemic Pilot says, need all the switches and features for my 800mm plus drone's going to grab a Tango 2. Ooh, Pandemic Pilot getting into those future radios while I'm here on old school radios. JFPV says, Fat Shark is losing their touch. I would say Fat Shark had their touch taken away by a much bigger company. You know what I mean? Like, Fat Shark's a really small company, and a Walmart company came in and just went and it's what are you gonna do? You know, it's like when I lived in Crystal and I lived in Charleston for about 5 years, Charleston, South Carolina, and when we first moved there, I'll use King Street for example. King Street is like the main spot for buying shit in Charleston. And when we first moved there, King Street was 99% privately run, privately owned, beautiful little shops. And it was so fucking magical, and it was such a cool place, and there was just such a cool vibe. And in the 5 years that we were there, one by one, most of those stores got gobbled up by Sephora and by Urban Outfitters and by all the big brand name stores that we know about. And King Street is kind of ruined now, in our opinion. Lots of, all the Stepford wives love it even more now because they can get the same thing that everybody else buys in all the rest of the country. I don't know why people like that so much, but yeah. So Fat Shark was one of those little shops, and they were doing something really awesome. And they still are. They still are, right? But this big behemoth came in and with a shitload of money and R&D resources and just stomped all over their parade. So it's like, what, and they're trying. I mean, less than, like, I don't know, I guess like right around a year ago, everybody in the, well, no, I guess it was closer to 2 years ago. Everybody in FPV said, no, digital? Pfft, yeah, right. You kidding me? No way, ever. Literally, like, ever. Joshua has a video where he's like, ever. Pretty sure he uses the word ever. We'll never have HD. We'll never have digital. DJI somehow managed to do it really well. And now Fat Shark managed to do it too. That's Shark Bite is really impressive, all things considered. It's not as good as DJI, but it's really impressive. Like 2 years ago, would you think that we would have Shark Bite today? I would have bet my car that there wouldn't be something as good as Shark Bite today at the end of 2020. So, man, I feel so, like, sounds weird saying it, but like I feel bad for Fat Shark, man. Like they got fucked. Like they got totally screwed by DJI just deciding like, oh, we're gonna and like it's also like, I don't know, it's weird. It's like, why did DJI bother doing that? Like they're not making any money from us. Like it's almost like they just did it to fuck with Fat Shark. I'm sure they don't even know who Fat Shark is, right? But yeah, I don't know. Pixel Pusher says, wait, no. Drone Pilot says, I have DJI goggles and Digipad, faceplate with TBS Fusion receiver, VAS antennas, so I have analog available on my digital system. That's a slick setup. My Fat Sharks are rarely used now, except for tag-alongs. Pixel Pusher says, I'm saying I'd bet my Emu on my Mamba versus your Talon in 4.2. Got it, Pixel Pusher. Well, I mean, my cards are already on the table. You know, this channel has edited videos with Talons on 4.2. So if you look at my edited videos and your EmuFlight with Mamba flies better, that's awesome. That's super cool, man. Send me some edits. I want to see it. I want to see it. Damn it. If your rig flies so much better than mine, show me. That's awesome. I love that. Mike Bamelier with a $5 super chat. He says, keep doing what you're doing. You are awesome. Thank you, Mike. You're fucking awesome because you're supporting an awesome person so that, you know, there are words that I could say now that would make people laugh, but I can't think of them. Maybe not laugh. Maybe just not cry. JFPV with a $2 super chat. He says, have you tried auto scan? It's great. LOL. Auto scan on my rapid fire? I don't think I have. I don't think I've ever. The rapid fire has like in the menus, like you can go over and there's like a model finder. There's all kinds of fancy shit. I don't think I've ever used it. I just ask people what channel they're on and just go boop, 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 boop. Or the rapid fire has OSD, so as soon as I hit channel down, it shows me the signal strength, and I can usually see one of them is peaking. Thank you for the $2, JFPV. That's super cool of you. Pandemic Pilot says, can you tune a 13.7 inch by 20.1 inch by 11.8 in FPV drone? Yeah, I mean, tuning is tuning. Tuning is once you kind of understand tuning, like it's not that big of a deal. Everybody makes a lot bigger of a deal than I think they should. Tuning is pretty straightforward. I try really hard to talk about it on here as much as possible to help everyone get over that fear, uncertainty, and doubt around tuning. And yeah. Kind FPV says he can't get FPVExchange, so import his Pyrodrone orders. That is really good feedback. I'm going to type at... oh, wait, no. It's not Nevin on here. It's Xenakis. No, that's not spelled right. Okay, he's not in here. But shoot Nevin a message, Kind FPV. Let him know. That's the kind of thing that he definitely wants to know. And he can probably help you get that fixed. Thank you for that feedback. That's awesome. Pandemic Pilot says, cheaper for parts on eBay, AliExpress. Cheaper for parts on eBay, AliExpress. Cheaper for parts on eBay, AliExpress. I don't know what that means. I'm sorry, Pandemic. I'm very dumb. You have to you got to speak very slowly, and you got to like explain things. It's just pretend like I'm 8 years old. That's gonna take you. That's gonna help. Frank said bot naked whatever for the Hex is the BetaFPV Insta360 SMO, and then he dropped a link. The Insta360 SMO is pretty cool, man. I'm for somebody that's not going to use Real Steady Go. The SMO is a really compelling option because flow state is real good, like real good, like way better than it should be for free. Juan Jose Gomez says, any thoughts on newbie drone? Oh, we took care of that. Also, I kind of want to build an FPV cycle Cinesplorer. Recommendations build, but I'm not sure. Any thoughts? Yeah, Juan, just build the exact setup that I did, because this shit is ridiculous. And every single person that has flown this, who's flown any other Cinewhoop, goes, what the fuck? That's outrageous. If you want more proof of that, Jet recently flew one of these, and Jet has been flying Cinewhoops forever, and it's like a 10-minute video of him going, oh my god, holy cow, this is unbelievable. This is the best Cinewhoop ever. That's as good as I can do. Jet's a great guy. That's not meant to be insulting. It's just as low as I can make my voice. Yeah, build it with a 20x20 stack. Fuck the all-in-ones. 20x20 stack. I'm a big fan of the Talon F7 MPU 6000 flight controller, but there's lots of good flight controllers out there. And then put 2004s on it. God has a 2004. Also, Brother Hobby has 2004s. Get them in the highest KV that you can, and then just scale them to the amount of power that you want in BetaFlight. Gem Fan 5 blades are fantastic. And this is a Brain 3D TPU mount that I really like. It's got a slot in the side here for ND filters to slot in. And it's a Hero 8 mount. But yeah, I mean, the things that matter really are just the motors, to be honest. The Brother Hobby 2004 motors on this rig that's like 480 grams all up. Absolute magic. Absolutely unbelievable. The way that this rig flies. It's gnarly. And that's with the cheaper cloud, the shittier ducts. The proper FPV cycle ducts fly even better, which I have a second one of these that I'm gonna be building at some point here, and that one is getting the legit FPV cycle V3 ducts, which, yeah, are really, really good. Great question, Juan. Thank you for that. Ken Hill says, if you build a naked GoPro, how would you activate it? Yeah, that's the other. You have to buy a screen. I'm gonna try to beg, borrow, or steal the screen though from somebody, because you only use the screen the one time and then you never use it again. The thing is, the screens are like $20 on eBay, so I might just end up buying a screen. That's not included in this price, for the record. $207 is what it costs for you to buy the. Yeah, the main board and the lens. If you throw the screen in, it goes up. The total goes up to like $230 something. But yeah, somebody has to have a second screen. And what the hell are you going to do with two of the screens? Or, since you only use the screen that one time, somebody just let me borrow a screen, and I'll use it the one time, and then I'll send it back. Flying Brian is here. He says, I challenge you to a game of combat in Velocidrone. You missed it, man. We did that yesterday, Flying Brian. I have a bunch of shit that I'm doing tonight. Tonight's the stream card is full. What does that mean? Loon says, just to hang out with friends, talk shit, LOL, CiottiFPV, and good to practice racing. Got it. I've been jamming says Jesse Perkins is the pioneer of Tiny Whoops, and he's the one that created Tiny Whoop Go. That makes me want to use it more. Although Jesse said he was going to hold a set of motors for me, and I don't know. I feel like I might have pissed Jesse off in some way. I don't know what. I don't know. I feel like he's not getting back to me on purpose, which is fine. Maybe I very well could have done something to piss him off. I'm a pretty fast and loose kind of guy, so God knows if I said something and somebody told on me, I don't know. Brian Ladmiraw says, there is a little something special about the Flow motors that most people don't mention. They have N55H magnets instead of N52 magnets in most motors. Very true. The H, I actually talk about this in the one battery review of those motors that... Oh, I haven't... Did I put that up? Oh, I guess I didn't. Oh shit, I gotta edit that. I forgot. I thought I already had that up. Yeah, I talk about it in my one battery review of those motors. The numbers, and so the old school motors are N48 magnets, and then at some point the motor manufacturers jumped up to N52, and now they've jumped up to N55. As the number increases, the strength of the magnet increases. The addition of the letter H stands for heat. It is a type of magnet that supposedly deals with heat better. All good things. The only thing that I was scared about with the Flow motors is how notchy they are. Like when you turn them by hand, they feel like legit notchy. But more than likely because all of the flight software has really been dialed in over the past 5-6 years on 5-inch rigs, it doesn't matter. Well, I'll say this. On BetaFlight 4.2, with RPM filtering, they're perfect. I mean, I had a pretty aggressive filter setup and PID tune on that budget rig from the T-Motor Velox 2306s. And those are incredibly smooth. Holy shit, when you spin those motors by hand, they feel like there's no magnets in them at all. I didn't change. I meant to change that too. Like when I switched the motors, I had planned on going back and backing that tune and backing that filtering off a little bit because I knew that these motors were a lot more notchy. But I completely forgot, and I went out and flew it, and everything was great. And then, like in the middle of the review, I was like, it kind of dawned on me, and I'm like, oh, well, yeah, this is totally fucking fine. So either RPM filters are like total magic, which they are when they just are. It's knowing the RPM that the motors are at is a really big deal. But yeah, they're not so notchy that they cause issues. Eric Allen FPV says, I'm surprised they aren't too notchy for you. Yeah, I mean, that whole situation is another great example of, I when I felt those motors, I was like, oh yeah, this ain't gonna be good. But I tested it in the real world, and they're completely fine. So yeah, knowing the science and the facts behind things is great, and like I'm willing to say that it's like 99%, but there's that 1% of real world testing that makes a big difference. KVFPV also says FPVExchange isn't important in pyro drone. Yeah, see what if you guys can message Nevin, I'll certainly let him know. Juan Jose Gomez says, thank you for the info. I'm buying them right now. I used the RC Power 2306.5. They lasted one crash into concrete, not even hard, just fell out of the sky from 1.5 stories. RC Power 2306s, from what I've heard, are pretty durable. The reason that I say that is that I don't want you to expect the Newbie Drone Flow motors to be any more. I don't think that they're going to be any more durable than those RC Power motors. Falling to concrete from any more than like, I mean, I'm pretty sure I could take any rig on Earth, regardless of the motors, and hold it up above my head, and like, and with props on it, I'm pretty sure that I could hold it just right, so that if I drop it and it hits the concrete, the motor will, like if I plan it right, I can get the motor to hit the concrete in a way that ruins the motor. So yeah, what I just want you to understand is that concrete crashes, all bets are off. If it fell off the roof of your car, I'd be kind of pissed. But anything higher than like the roof of your car, you can't. You have to have the mindset of like, oh, that whole rig is fucked. Like everything blew up on that rig, because there will be a point where that happens. There will be a point where you hit a tree and smack the concrete just right that it somehow breaks all the motors, all the propellers, all the obviously not. I'm being insane, but yeah, crashes into concrete are a whole different thing. Like when you hear that fucking, like you know the sound. There's a sound, and when you hear that sound and you make that walk, expect for the whole thing to be written off. And then what's cool is when you get there, the whole thing's probably not going to be on fire, and you can go, oh, look, one arm isn't broken. Score. So yeah, I can all but guarantee that the Newbie Drone Flows are not going to be more durable than the RC Power motors. Mainly because they both use titanium 4mm thick motor shafts. And like 99% of the strength of the motor comes from the motor shaft. And it's either titanium or stainless steel. The eco motors that are like $12, $11 per, they use steel shafts that don't hold up as good. The more expensive $24, $25, $26 motors use titanium motor shafts. The Newbie Drone Flow motors, from what I'm told, Newbie Drone is selling them at cost. So it's the only motor for like $11 per, whatever the hell they cost, where you're going to get a titanium shaft, and that's a big deal because, yeah, they're going to be as durable as those RC Powers, but for probably damn near half the cost. So you can break twice as many of them on concrete. Metal Nerdskin says, even before the big dog came along, I remember people complaining that Fat Shark was just selling the same goggles over and over for years. Yeah, that is true, Metal. That is very true. I think the flip side of that would be they didn't want to redesign the shell because it would cost a fortune, and that would make their goggles a lot more expensive, right? Their focus is on keeping it as budget friendly as possible, right? It doesn't seem to me like the employees at Fat Shark are driving around in Ferraris. So I don't feel like they're, you know, ripping us off and charging us way more than the goggles are worth, and then just buying $1 million homes in the Grand Cayman Islands. It's always struck me that they're you know, they're doing that iterative improvement that everybody's doing, right? They improve the field of view. They improve from regular LCD to OLED. Yeah, I don't know. It's tough. I have a hard time. I have to constantly like remind myself that we are like this big. You know, we're just not. We're not a big enough hobby for Fat Shark to be able to just be like, hey, we got plenty of money. Let's totally redesign everything for, you know, they literally can't afford it. And they know that if they did that and tried to sell goggles for $800 a piece with a fancy new case, that nobody would buy them. I don't envy Fat Shark, man. They're, whew, like, we all put a ton of pressure on them, and the industry does, right? Sky Zone and Ishin, there's all this pressure on them to keep their costs down really low, but we all also, in the same breath, expect them to blow everybody else out of the water, and that's a tough place to be. So I don't know. Rob Axelson is here. He called me a gangly man. Jack Lenoa says, how durable are the arms on the glide frame? Also, how well do the arms protect the motors? Jack knows what's up, man. Jack knows the right questions to ask. The arms on the glide are designed to protect the motors. The protection that you get, they do that in two ways. The first way is by having the best arm end that I've ever seen, with this little devil horn setup. And if you compare that to the newest and best Moon Goat, you might notice, now the Moon Goat is up on top, you might notice that, I mean, take a guess. Take a guess which one of those arm ends is going to do a better job at protecting the motor in crashes. It's this one. It's the Glide. Like this is good. This is better than most frames, but it's nowhere near as good as this design. Mainly because if you hit side on like that, which happens a lot, you're gonna have some protection here. Whereas when you hit side on here, you're getting really close to that motor bell, right? Or so yeah, in terms of protecting the motors from physically hitting the concrete, nobody does it better than the Glide arms. The second way that they protect the motors is by making the arm the weak point. When you build a frame, it's going to break. Like, we're all absolutely out of our minds. These things have way too much performance, and they're going to break. Anybody that, like, this like, oh, it's the toughest frame, it's indestructible, like, that's ridiculous. And then so you just pick, where is it, like, what's going to break? So you got a quad. You get into a big ass collision. Something's going to break. What do you want it to be? Do you want it to be the $25 motor? Do you want it to be the $25 motor that has to be soldered? Do you want it to be the $7 or $5 arm that can be replaced with 2 screws? Do you want it to be the base plate where you have to pull the entire rig, right? See what I'm getting at? Do you want it to be the top plate? Like, what do you want to break on the quad? Something's going to break. What's it going to be? I want it to be the arms. So does Bob. And we did a lot of prototype testing to get that just right, so that the $7, I gotta look up what the arms cost, but for a couple dollars, the arm will break. In the process of the arm breaking, it's going to absorb a bunch of the energy that had the potential to go into the motor. So the arm breaking will literally save the motor. Like, it's happened to me so many times where the motor will have a little bit of a nick in it, but it'll still be fine, and it'll still not be bent, and the arm will be broken. That's a huge win if you actually, like, think, right? Like in that, there's been some people who've gone to the glide frame, and then the only feedback I get from them is this thing blows, the arms break, and I'm like, yeah, I told you that. I've been telling you that for over a year. It was very specifically designed to do that. On collisions that are not hard enough to break the motor, the arms don't break. Isn't that kind of perfect? That's been my experience. That's just me. I crash a lot, and I crash really hard. If you don't crash a lot, or you don't crash really hard, then this is, take all of that with a grain of salt. But the balance of strength to weight to whatever we just talked about on the glide is better than anything else I've been able to find. And breaking motors blows. I am so sick of breaking. I mean, this is a miniature shopping cart of pain. Right? I'm done. I'm done breaking motors. Like, it shouldn't be like this. This is crazy. I want the arms to break, yo. When I break an arm on the glide, I fucking cheer. I'm like, yes! It might have saved the motor. Here's one over here right now. This happened when I was flying with. Ooh! This happened when I was flying with Bardwell, and I was like, yeah! When I got out and I found it, I was like, yes! I mean, it ripped the motor off, so I mean, this was not a great example, but God knows what else it saved by the arm breaking, right? It might have saved the base plate, it might have saved the camera, it might have saved the fucking GoPro, right? When the arm breaks, it's gonna take a lot of energy with it as it's letting go and flexing. These are good things. That being said, if the arms were weaker, there's a balance. There are frames out there. So a lot of these frames that don't have the carbon fiber running the length of the arm, they are in a situation where the arms are too wobbly and it causes all kinds of horrible other issues, tuning related, but B, the arms are too weak. So the arms will break like too early, kind of, you know what I mean? Like they would be stronger if the carbon weave was going the right direction, but yeah, I think you know what I'm saying. Jack Lanois, I think, said, oh wait, no, we just talked about that. Flying Brian says, I agree, King Street is ruined, miss all the mom and pop places and restaurants. See, it's not just me. Flying Brian knows what's up. How do you know about King Street, Flying Brian? What you know about King Street? Pandemic Pilot says, opinions on the evil SMO 4K. I think we already talked about that. I wonder if it has the remote root exploit like their other cameras. I have not heard of that. They paid to take all my Insta360 gear back, exposing flaw. What? Pandemic Pilot, tell us more. That sounds crazy. Rob Axelson says Savannah is becoming like Charleston. Hotels everywhere, but nowhere to park. Yeah, that's the other problem in Charleston. My God. They need to stop fucking building hotels. Jesus. Fuck you, YouTube. You son of a bitch. Scrolling back up. Thank you. When I look over here, I can see OBS, so I can spy. Thank you. Frank says, Fat Shark sat too long without pushing digital. Yeah, I think I'll agree with that. I'm sure DJI did not do it to screw over anyone else. I agree. I'm sure DJI are making money on it. I don't know, man. What can you imagine what the I mean, I'm certain that they have a 10, 15, 20-year plan with it, and that's where the R&D costs were subsidized. But what I can tell you, I've been told by people that actually know a lot of the numbers that they certainly have not made and will not make a return on that R&D from just us. Like, there has to be basically we were like the V1 and like us, we were their testers. Like, yeah, like they put the product out, we're the idiots that'll test it, and then they'll refine it, and down the road they'll have a much slicker goggle setup that'll work with with the Mavics and all the other stuff. But yeah, apparently I mean, it makes sense. Like, can you imagine what the R&D cost would have been for those goggles? And then how many do they sell to us? 1,000 sets? No way. Maybe. Flying Sharks FPV. That's a fucking YouTube name right there. Flying Sharks FPV says, for my first 3-inch 4S build, should I use 1407, 1408, 1507, or 1806? None of the above, Flying Sharks. Those are all like kind of old school motor sizes that only are really going to work well in a racing setting. Now, over the last like 6 months, finally the motor manufacturers are catching on and realizing that we don't want motors in those sizes. Those sizes are bad and wrong. And we need motors that more closely mimic the proportions of a 5-inch motor. I've been saying this for over a year. Look at a 5-inch motor. 23 wide, 6 tall. Think about that ratio, right? Take that ratio and scale it down. You don't end up with a 1507, right? A 2306, 23 wide, 6 tall, is a very different set of proportions than a 1507, right? Like, it's taller. No, you want it shorter, right? So yeah, look for motors that are closer in relationship of width to height. I know this seems like a crazy way to do it, but it works shockingly well. And you're going to have a much better set of motors. If you'd like, I can spec out your entire build for you so that you don't buy the wrong motors and waste $100 for like $40 over on my Fiverr page. If you go to CiottiFPV.com, there's a million different ways you can support me. It's been over an hour since I shilled, so I don't feel bad doing it again. One of the things over on CiottiFPV.com is a link to my Fiverr page. On the Fiverr page, there's a bunch of gigs that I basically want to work for you guys. One of those gigs is build planning. We'll do a half an hour phone call or Skype or Zoom, whatever you prefer, and we will go over where you fly, what your goals are, how you fly, where your experience level is. Do you find yourself crashing into the grass a lot, or is it concrete? What are your goals in the future? Are you going to go cinematic with this? Is it just for fun? And then I will be able to recommend to you an entire build top to bottom that I'm recommending based on over 4 years and tens of thousands of dollars of broken shit. Probably worth $40. If nothing else, you won't waste $60+ on a set of 1407s or 1408s or 1507s or 1806s that are gonna fly like a bag of assholes. What do you think of that? How about that shill? Am I getting better at this yet? Random FPV says, you beautiful man. JFPV says, nothing watching this. Oh, God. I'm not going to read the rest of that. Jonathan King says, respond to the error message in FPVExchange and Nevin will see it. He has been super good with feedback and working on Aussie drone stores for me. There you go. There you guys go. Pandemic Pilot says, building a naked cam, I'll keep things to one line. Nice. What are you building, Pandemic? Which naked cam are you building? Farmer716FPV with a $5 super chat. He just said Merry Christmas. Thank you, Farmer. Merry Christmas to you as well. I hope you have an awesome Thursday. Is it Thursday? Yeah, Christmas is on Thursday. Look at that. I'll be here. Hopefully you come back and hang out with me. Brian Ladmiral says, I don't feel bad for Fat Shark. They really have not been innovating, in my opinion. They have been putting out the same goggles for years, only different screens. Same shitty DVR, just saying. Yeah, I mean, we've kind of already talked about it, but I don't know. I can see it from both sides. Yeah. I really don't know if they'd pushed harder and innovated more. I don't know. I don't know if it would have been any better, because Skyzone and eSheen make some pretty fucking good goggles, and I really feel like if Fat Shark had pushed harder for innovation, they would have priced themselves out. I could totally be wrong, but with how good some of the other options are and how cheap some of those other options are, I really feel like they maybe made the right choice in trying to stay budget friendly. I wouldn't have bought Fat Sharks if they were any more expensive than they are. Absolutely not. I almost didn't buy them in the first place. I almost went Aomway, and then I almost went Skyzone. And then the reason that I ended up settling on Fat Sharks is I looked at like the amount of money and I was like, well, it's really not that much more money, so yeah, like the advantage of the Skyzones and the Aomways goes out the window when it's like a $50 price difference versus Fat Shark, a company with US support and all the other great things. So but I also would love to have seen them innovate more and push harder. Yeah, I don't know. Pandemic Pilot says flow state equals... there's all these letters. I don't... Same as the Mavic Mini, the magic is all lies. Oh, did they steal... same as Mavic Mini. Huh. I don't know. I don't know what's going on there. I don't know what any of those letters or words mean. It seems like Pandemic Pilot is saying that flow state was stolen from DJI, which is kind of crazy. I don't know why that would be though, because but on the Mavic Mini there's a well, I guess it's only a 2-axis gimbal, so I guess maybe they were using electronic stabilization for that third axis, and it sounds like Pandemic Pilot is saying that that's what Insta360 stole. Ruby Tim says, I'm literally about to tear down my Hero 6. I'll send you my screen with some other stuff headed your way in January. There it is, the magic of the collective. Don't you want to be a part of it? Patreon.com/CiottiFPV. T-Bird FPV with a $2.99 super chat. He says, what are your thoughts on the Beta 95X V3? I don't know. It looks a lot like the V2. They took out the carbon panel on the top, and the whole frame is plastic now. Maybe that's a good thing. Maybe that's going to be a complete fucking nightmare with vibration. I kind of feel better having a carbon fiber X brace, but they would probably not be putting it out if it was a nightmare with vibrations. There's nothing really... There wasn't a single thing about it other than the camera that, like, really made me care. I don't know, like, what... can you guys find anything about the V3 that's, like, that's exciting? I don't know. Maybe it's just me. The 85X V2 that I built is really good. I've spent a little bit more time flying it now. And these Talon 1204 motors are real good. This is a really competent rig. Unfortunately, it's a little heavy for indoor stuff. Totally safe, but the weight makes it a little bit harder to, not a little bit harder, it makes it a lot harder to shoot like really technical small little gaps, which if you're flying a rig inside is a really kind of cool thing, to be able to hit like impossibly small little gaps and stuff. So yeah, the verdict is still out with this. What it does impress me is its ability to work both outside and inside. That's pretty damn good. I think that for me, I would rather have a smaller rig for indoor stuff and a bigger rig for outdoor stuff. You know what I mean? Like if you just have to have one, like I think that this is a really good option, but I try not to do that. Like if there one rig to do everything is very intriguing to me because you can build a bunch of clones. You can build like 3 or 4 of the exact same thing. The problem is when you sacrifice like real performance, like there's a real difference in performance to cutting the weight down for flying inside. So I don't know. What I'm hoping that this will do really well is hold a naked GoPro. I'm pretty sure that the naked GoPro is going to be quite a bit heavier than the 18 gram Insta360 Go, at which point this thing might really come into its own. But with an Insta360 Go, I don't know. I don't know about this. I would go smaller. The full speed RC, the nameless RC pusher would be my choice, or a Newbie Drone Cockroach 75 with the Goober canopy and the rabbit ears on top, which you guys have seen a bunch. Brian Ladmiral says you can buy a refurbished GoPro 6 on Amazon for $185. That is what I used. Came in perfect condition. Can you get a Shurion on that, Brian? Did they offer you a Shurion? Because if we can get GoPro Hero 6s with physical damage protection, in theory, we can... you can make it for here, break it, put it back into the GoPro 6 case, and do the protection thing. How scummy is that? Is that? I don't know. I always try to look at both sides of things, and I don't know. As I get older, like I feel it feels more scummy doing stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like, on one hand, it's like, they're not gonna know, but on the other hand, like, if enough people do it, it'll make a difference. I don't know. Cowboy Laser Kitten Jet Shark says Jesse isn't very responsive sometimes. It seems like it's usually when they're doing stuff with the store. Yeah. I don't know. I feel like I feel like him and I had a good rapport at one point. I'm sure he's super busy though. Juan Jose Gomez says, I don't expect them to be more durable, but they are insane cheap and they do have bells and stuff. That's true. That's true. They do sell the bells. Brian Ledmore says, I'm having the same issue with Pyrodrone upload. All right. So my guess is going to be that it sounds like it's just not, I'm not going to say anything. Whatever. It's pointless just for me to say anything at that right now. Veritas Weasel says, CiottiFPV, they drive around in Fiats. I don't remember what we were talking about at the time, so I don't know who drives around in Fiats. Veritas Weasel, if you're still here, tag me again and tell me what we were talking about, and then copy and paste and tell me who drives around in Fiats, because I'm a car guy, and I want to know who's driving around in Fiats. Drone Pilot says, I hit a street stump at around 100 miles an hour with a 7-inch rig. You want to know total destruction? Don't worry about concrete. It's the sudden stop that vaporizes everything. Battery fire included. Ooh. Yeah, man. Anything north of like 50 miles an hour, just get in the car and drive home. Don't even take the fucking walk of shame, man. Just like... Yeah, there's been crashes where I've seriously just been like, is it even worth it to walk out there? Like, it's just, there's nothing left. It's really impressive. Like, it really makes you understand, like, the forces at play when you get, like, a really big crash on one of these things. And it's like, yeah, I think that's the moment that a lot of people haven't had yet, to make them, like, understand that, like, there's no fucking hope. Like, put fucking 10-inch thick arms on here. I don't give a shit. I will still break them. So, like, why? Why put big, thick, fat, heavy arms that are going to make the rig fly like a bag of assholes so that they have, like, 0.01% more chance of surviving, right? Luna FPV says, the new Foxier camera cleared up the feed on the Fat Shark HD system, I thought. Well, I don't know. On SharkBite. Well, no, I mean, it wouldn't clean up the feed. I mean, it's probably a better camera, but the camera is not the problem with SharkBite. The fact that Fat Shark has 1/1000th of the budget of DJI is the problem. Yeah. Frank says, Fat Shark HDO2 $499. Oh my god. DJI, it's crazy that they're still selling them for that much. DJI goggles $529. Fat Shark has changed too much, has charged too much for too long without moving forward to digital. Yeah. I question if there was any. Yeah, I'm not convinced that there was any other way. I feel like this was the way. And they did the absolute best that they could. Yeah. Sacramento in the house. What up? Merry Christmas, brother. Merry Christmas to you, too. Frank says, you talk so much about destroying motors. How many glide frame arms do you break if they are breaking to protect the motor? I'll show you. Yeah. I will show you. I've never dug this bag out before. I've always meant to, but I've never actually dug it out. This isn't all of the broken carbon, but this is a lot of it. A lot of times when I break arms when I'm out flying, I won't. I'll leave them in the car, and then they'll just get thrown away, and they won't make their way in here. So here, this is the third flow ride arm. Flow ride was Bob's first 5-inch frame. There's a fourth flow ride arm. What else do we have here? Where are the rest of the flow ride arms? I just want to kind of get these out of the way. And then this is a mini quad test bench crush arm. Another mini quad test bench crush arm. Holy shit, the rest of these are glide arms. That's a glide arm. Okay, so there's a glide X plate. Here's another glide X plate, another glide X plate, and that's it for the X plates. Here are 2 glide top plates, 3 glide top plates, 4 glide top plates, and I think this is a bottom plate. This is a piece of a... Oh, here it is. So that's all that... Oh, no, wait. One more. That is 5 glide top plates. Glide base plate, early design. Second glide base plate, early design. Third glide base plate, new generation, which is way stronger. The current glide base plates that are shipping are way stronger in the front, and this did not break in the front. This is a horrific crash. This is not a spot where these base plates break. This was a mega fucking hit. I think this is from when it came down 20 plus, almost 30 stories to the concrete when I was flying with steel at that super sick spot with that impossible dive gap. Another glide base plate. This is... Oh, yeah, this one doesn't really count. This was Ryan Harrell actually cut this for me, and he put the old style press nuts in, and they stripped out. So this base plate's actually fine, but the press nut stripped out. And then we've got one more glide base plate. This isn't broken. Why are you in the bag? This is totally fine. What? I guess I retired this because I scraped the nose so much that it's getting dangerously close to the front standoff. So I'm guessing that's why I retired this one. Couple of alien arms, CB5 arm, prototype. Rotorius Zoot arm. Alright, so now we're getting into the glide arms here. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. And then a bunch of like shards. So my guess would be realistically 20 to 25. Which is not bad considering that I've been flying the glide frame ever since it was a prototype in 2018. I typically crash more than once per battery. I used to fly 20, 30, maybe 40 batteries a week, every week. So yeah, a lot of crashes for 20 to 25 arms. I'm actually staggered that it's not a lot more than that. And it could be a lot more. See, I do a pretty good job saving the arms. I was about to say it could be a lot more than that, and I just threw a lot of arms away, but I really try not to. I really try to keep everything that's broken because I paid for it, and moments like this with really good questions about how much of something I've broken, I can answer. Give me a second to get the unbelievable amount of carbon fiber splinters waiting for me on this desk from doing that. If you don't have microfibers in your life, get some. They will change your world. Oh, hey! For all your getting rigs stuck in trees out needs, I've got a new item in my list of shit in the description of these videos. And it's a 31-foot, it's the same 31-foot retractable pole that I've had for a while now. There's a link to it in the description. I'm going to add it, I'm sorry, in the chat. I'm going to add it to the description of this video so that I basically copy these streams every time. So now that I've added it there and I'm clicking the save button, it'll be in all the streams moving forward. Yeah, 31-foot retractable pole that retracts down to be about this big, which is like the exact right size to fit width-wise in your trunk. It fits in Kristen's tiny little Mazda 2. I can't possibly imagine you have a car much smaller than that. So it should fit in the back of your car. And yeah, it should. It's expensive, but what's your time worth, right? Like, how many hundreds of, not hundreds, but have you spent 10 hours struggling to get shit out of trees? Have you spent 20 hours? Are 20 hours of your life worth 8? Scrolling back up. Oh my God, am I not going to get caught up on chat by 10:30? Holy hell. Because I live in Dirty Myrtle. There it is. I totally forgot flying. For whatever reason, I thought you were in Florida. It's Metal Dirtskin that's in Florida. Juan Jose Gomez says, love the glide, but for my type of flying, the props in view is kind of a turnoff. I might go with the Vivid frame since it's cheaper than the glide with the dead cat arms. Any frame recommendations? So the prop in view situation is a big deal for me. It's a complete deal breaker for me. The glide frame with the regular arms on a 30-degree mount has like a whisper of prop in view in the corners. I challenge you to watch any of my edits from the last 2 years and notice it. And it's not me cropping out. It's that I run gray or black props in the front, and then they just disappear. If it's and actually one of my favorite things about the glide frame, and one of the big reasons that I fly the glide instead of the Apex frame, is that Bob sells dead cat arms for the glide, and he sells dead cat arms in both 5-inch and 5.5-inch. These are things that you can't get anywhere else. Like in terms of like having a frame that can kind of do everything, 30 degrees, 0 degrees, dead cat, true X, it's the fucking glide frame. Like I've never seen another frame that is as configurable. yeah, like in regular setup, it's a true X. It's not even a squished X. It's a true X, and there's still barely any props in view. Like, that's crazy. The true X setup is definitely an advantage over the squished X of the Apex. If you absolutely need to pull those front motors back, you can. You've got the dead cat arms. They're great. They work really, really well. And they're so dead catted that you can actually run all the way down to, I think, 0 degrees up tilt. Don't quote me on that, but you can at least get it down to like 10 degrees up tilt. And that's something that you can't do on the Apex or pretty much any other frame. Like, it's very rare to have dead cat arms available for a frame, right? So yeah, I'm not sponsored by Bob. I don't get a discount on the frames. Like, every once in a while, he'll send 1 or 2 of them for the giveaways, but that's for the giveaways. That's marketing money. I have. There's no reason for me to push the glide frame like I do. None. I've just flown and tested and seen and built a shitload of other frames that don't work as well. Sorry, other frames. Be better. Be better than the glide, and then I'll talk. I mean, I have high hopes for the Moon Goat, but can't run a 0 degree GoPro on this without getting props. A shitload of prop in view, right? Like, there's a whole bunch of things about the glide frame that really, really, really make it compelling for someone like me who wants the ability to configure it in different ways for different, like, cinematic goals. If you're just going to build a freestyle rig to just fly freestyle with, it's still a great frame, but there's a shitload of other really great frames. So it's not for that person. But think about cinematic stuff. I think that FPV pilots might become in demand at some point. And if you've got, like, a bunch of really cool cinematic stuff on your channel, you might be the one that gets the message from the production house that needs an FPV pilot in Bumblefuck, New Jersey, or wherever. I can say that about New Jersey because I live there. Pandemic Pilot says any camera that is on is able to be routed remotely and full access gained. Insta360 did not fix the issue. Anyone with an Insta360 in Wi-Fi range, I could brick and more. 1R uses 1/4 cores. Hopefully some of you guys understood that. I didn't. I'm dumb. You guys are not. Frank says, I don't think 10 to 20 year plan was required to subsidize digital. They already had it for the no FPV equipment Mavic Phantom. It was already there. I own it and always passed FPV. So yeah, there you go. Perfect example. I'm dumb, and you guys are infinitely smarter. Frank also says, I already had DJI goggles for Mavic, Phantom, etc. With better quality before DJI went FPV. Yeah, I also, I don't know much. Very obviously right now, I don't know much about DJI or their goggles. It's never been within my price range realistically. So I've just never taken the time to learn a lot about them. But luckily you guys know way more than me, so there you go. Pandemic Pilot says, I was able to prove the camera voids SD warranties at 245 Fahrenheit, maybe? Shipped with bad NAND. I went through 7 cameras to prove it is a pandemic. Jesus. So it also sounds like Insta360 Go is bad and we should not buy any of their stuff, I guess. I think that's what Pandemic Pilot is telling us with all this. I could totally be wrong because I have a very smooth brain. Brian Ladmiral says the DJI FPV system was a passion project from an executive who loves FPV. Oh, no shit. I didn't even know that. By the way, where can I find a Kristen? She seems like a sweetheart. Ciotti Collective on Instagram. That is where she now books pretty much all of her graphic design gigs. So yeah, look her up. If you want to see great design, Ciotti Creative. Pandemic Pilot says it should be a red flag when the company's solution is to disable major selling points. Flow state isn't their creation. It is an AM Ambarella processor feature. Mini One uses the same chip. I don't know what any of those things mean. Sorry, guys. Your normally scheduled 8 to 10 stream is a much smarter person. Sorry. I've never felt this dumb in my life. Yarbs FPV says, what motor size would you suggest for a bag of assholes? 2306, hands down. It'll pick up that bag of assholes all day. JFPV says, am getting GEP-RC Phantom frame. Nice. Scroll. Frank says, DJI goggles for Mavic are 1080p digital LCD with 8K range. I've flown Mavic 2 Pro 4+ miles with the DJI goggles. Nice. That's super cool. Kraka FPV says, hey everyone. What's up, Kraka? Pandemic Pilot says they use the same image processor. It comes with the same EIS as part of the SDJ SDK. Awesome. I think. Frank says Mavic and Phantom all have 3-axis stabilization. They do. I think it's the mini one that only has like 2-axis. I'm probably wrong though. Scroll. Oh my god, nobody tagged me for a while. I'm actually getting caught up on chat. Holy crap. Remy Tim says, I think a naked GoPro is more like toothpaste out of the tube. Not sure it's going back in a convincing way. Good to know. That makes the trying to get a workaround to whatever. Nukem720 with a $5 super chat. Thank you, Nukem. Like you said, we're such a small percentage. It's not scummy. They make millions off of people never use warrant. Okay, that's when we were talking about the return thing. They make millions off people that never use the warranty. Don't even worry about it. Very true. But I'm sure, again, just to kind of look at the other side, because that's something that I try to do. Of course, they're making tons of money off the warranties, but I'm sure they price the warranties with that in mind, right? Like a $10 warranty for a $200 item, it's like, what? But more than 19 people won't use the warranty, which is insane. But yeah, so yeah, whatever. Airy519 FPV says, what's up? What did I miss? Some stuff. Rewind and go to 2x and you'll get caught up. No, you won't. There won't be enough time. Daz Doodles FPV with 2 great British pounds. Sapnin Ciotti, Merry Christmas, bro. Sapnin to you too. I've learned from Weirdo with a Skateboard that sometimes he'll type things that I don't think it's a word, but it's a word in England. So maybe Sapnin is one. So Sapnin to you as well. Daz Doodles, thank you for the 2 pounds. Very kind of you. Frank says, didn't expect you to dig out a bag of broken arms of carbon. Yeah. Oh, there's more. There's a couple prototype glide frames floating around in here that I used to have up on the wall, and they've got broken arms that I glued back together on them as well. So, yeah, maybe 25. Let's say 25 glide arms is a I don't know, a closer number. 16 glide arms broken plus shards. Guess 20 to 25 versus number of motors. No bags. Yeah. I mean, Yeah, I mean the motors break. I've broken a lot of motors. The problem that I have is I crash inverted a lot, so I'm really hard on motors. If you hit them inverted, like, yeah, there's a good chance you're gonna break them. But what else can you do? Like what else can you do to protect the motor, right? Like, you put little arm ends. You make the arm strength to a point where it's going to absorb as much of the energy, and that's kind of it, right? Like, you just sort of leave it on the table. So even though I can't really put it's going to be way harder / impossible for me to put a number on broken motors. I don't think we really need to, right? Because Bob's approach, in my opinion, was the right approach. Some people don't think that, and that's cool. They're not wrong. Frank says maybe fly over softer ground. Could. Airy509 says, have you ever heard of HK Color 250? I have not. What's that? Is that a camera? Is that a retractable pole? Pixel. Oh, fuck you, YouTube. There we go. Pixel Pusher says, be careful with carbon. The body doesn't reject it like normal silver splinter. We are all carbon. Yeah, carbon fiber splinters are not something to be fucked with. They can migrate in the bloodstream even. I've heard that. Yeah, that's a really good point. When you guys are working with carbon, just be fucking careful. That's one of the great things about microfibers, is that they, like, the fibers are so small that they touch things and they just, like, don't let go. So yeah, be careful. Carbon fiber splinters are not cool. If you're filing carbon, you should be doing it under the sink, under running water. And yeah, when you start to bang up the ends of arms, just be careful. Wear gloves, or use I'll like wrap a microfiber around the end of the arm and then grab it by that. It just, you know. What's nice is, eventually everybody gets a nasty carbon fiber splinter that they can't get out easily, and from that point on, it's like, okay, I'm not fucking around with carbon fiber anymore, because it's nasty. Frank says video has hung twice in the past couple minutes. I have 0 dropped frames, so that could be on your side, Frank. Maybe not. It's probably my ancient gear. Bad Habit RC says, how did you feel when you crashed your first drone, and how many crashes did it take to feel like I don't care anymore? One of the earliest crashes that I remember with the original Baby Hawk was the first time I tried to do a power loop. We went to a big grass field, and I went up and I did the thing that everybody does when they try to do their first power loop, and I got it and I went up and I got it to right around here, and I fucking panicked and I went, ah! Wham! And the on the Baby Hawk, the camera was dead center, and it just and the camera was, and I found it like mashed into the grass with the camera pointing directly into the dirt. And I was like, oh, I guess I'll be replacing the camera. And then it was at that point where I was like, the grass field thing doesn't really do much. I'm just going to fly it in my goddamn parking lot of my apartment. So I did most of my flying after that over concrete, off my front balcony in the apartment complex parking lot. I come from motorsports where making a piloting error is really high stakes, all the way up to fatal. At the very least, it's extremely expensive. One of the draws for me with autocross was that it's extremely safe. And when we would design, there's like 100-and-something page course design manual, and a lot of that manual is focused on safety, how to design runoff in the right spots so that you never have an accident ever. And our region never did. Like, and I was in South Jersey region. We ran 10 events a year every year, and in 14, 13-ish years in that region, we never had an issue. And when there's that safety level, you can push beyond the limit, and some cool shit happens when you push yourself and you push your gear past what they should be able to do. So with FPV, it was like a dream because I didn't have to get all disgusting and dirty and bloody fixing stuff. I could fix it comfortably. It was incredibly inexpensive to fix, right? Like blowing up a differential on the Miata is like $1,000. Writing off an entire rig isn't even $1,000, right? So for me, like from the jump, it was a joke. Like the repair costs and time and frustration was like such a treat. So I'm not the best person to ask that question to. Hopefully in telling you that story, it'll get you guys a little bit closer to that fuck it attitude. Because it's in my opinion, it's one of the more beautiful things about this hobby is that you can totally fuck up and not kill anyone or yourself or cost a ton of money or, right? Like all these things. And it's one of the reasons why I crash so much, because fuck it. Like I've got this hobby that like doesn't punish you for crashing, so why wouldn't I crash all the time? There you go. Don't crash as much as I do though, it's annoying. Flying Brian says we were talking about King Street in Charleston, and you said, "How do you know about Charleston?" Oh yeah. No, I wasn't questioning you on that, Flying Brian. Yeah. Maniac FPV says, "I love you." I love you too, Maniac. Family Guyver forgot to put FPV at the end of Ciotti, but magically I just happened to see his comment. He said, "What's a decent set of motors for that glide frame?" If you're cool, if you want the best of the best, my current favorite are the T-Motor F40 Pro 2s, which are actually also what I'm putting on the Moon Goat. They're a $25 motor, but they're great. If you want to save a little bit of money, NBD Drone Flow. I can't, like, they're just too cheap. They're too cheap for a titanium motor shaft motor. I can't really, I guess if you really want to save the weight on the ends of the arms, Velox V2, T-Motor Velox V2 in 2306 is going to be lighter because it's a 2306, not a 2306 and a half. So yeah, those would be my three suggestions for you. Mark Kunoff is late. How dare you, Mark? You're going to have to watch it, not live. Some of it, at least. Brian Ladmiraw says, "I was talking about finding a sweet girl like Kristen. You're a lucky guy." Oh, yeah. Friend of a friend, actually. Kristen and I met... That's going to make me feel very old. Has it been 20 years? Probably closer to like 15 or 14. Yeah. Friend of mine that I used to play airsoft with was actually interested in Kristen. She wasn't interested in him. Eventually he gave up and he was like, well, fuck it. Maybe she'll be interested in Ciotti. And unbelievably she was. I don't know. Just be a feminist for sure. I think is a big thing for finding a woman that you're going to want to spend your life with. I think that yeah, that's a big deal. just be a feminist in general, because women are amazing, and I grew up in a world that didn't treat them fairly, and I think the world still doesn't, and so yeah, there's something to try, I guess. I don't know, man. Don't ask me serious questions. Ask me quad questions, bastards. Drone Pilot says, I had to step out. Did you do any giveaways yet? Just curious. Nope. But the alarm just went off. And amazingly, I think I'm about to be caught up on the goddamn chat. Airy509 says, HK Color 250 is an older 5-inch frame. Ah, okay. Gotcha, Airy. Earl Bollinger with a $5 super chat. Thank you, Earl. He said, I think that the new Insta360 BetaFPV SMO 4K ultralight camera is all the rage right now. Yeah, Earl. I think it's really good for people that don't want to use Real Steady Go. Pandemic Pilot has been giving us some info that, I don't know, I could be wrong, because it's a lot of what he's saying is going over my head, but it sounds like we might not want to do business with Insta360 Go as a company, almost, is what he's saying. I'm not going to get into that. I'm just going to say that from a camera standpoint, it seems like a really, really, really good option for somebody that's not going to use Real Steady Go. Geo Fairbanks says, sorry if I missed it, but is the Ripsqueak going to replace your Acrobrat? Why choose one over the other? I mean, so the Acrobrat is blown up at the moment. I broke another one of the, another base plate. I think this is the third, maybe the fourth duo base plate that I've broken, and I've probably broken about the same number of V1 base plates. I'll put it back together. Tommy has given me some incredible opportunities with Acrobrats, being a prototype tester and being involved. So I'm like team I'm a god for life. The 2 years ago, the Acrobrat was designed with the clean and dirty system to fix the issue that I told Tommy. Tommy contacted me after the quad camp, and among other things, the big thing that he wanted to know was, what's the biggest problem with micros? And at the time, the biggest problem was shitty selection of HD cameras, and the HD cameras that we had were just infinite jello. And I explained that I was 99% sure that the problem was the motors, because I was able to get somewhat clean footage from the older generation of motors on N48 magnets. This is when everybody started making micro motors with N52 magnets, and they were horribly notchy. And I explained that I thought it was because of the motors. Well, his approach to solving that problem was the clean and dirty system, and he did a great job with it. Since then, specifically in the last 6 months, we've had a bunch of motors come out that run very smooth, and those jello issues have, for the most part, gone away. Where the Acrobrat frame still shines is when you bend a prop or when you have a motor that starts to get banged up. You'll still have the advantage of the clean dirty system to get rid of some of the jello in the onboard HD or the Insta360 Go or whatever. So the Acrobat still has its place, but I keep breaking them, and like the past 3 of these base plates I've broken within like a couple batteries. It's a heavy rig, and the base plate is 3 millimeters. The base plate's strong, but I crash real fucking hard, and it's a unibody. So when you break the base plate, it's a lot of work. So it'll for sure get rebuilt. No questions there. But the Ripsqueak is going to be a frame that gets flown a lot more. The arms are removable, so when I break an arm, I just swap one out. It's a lot lighter. Because of it being lighter, it allows you to run these Brother Hobby 1504.5 motors, which are just phenomenal, or these RCX 1306s, which are really good as well. The big thing is the weight. The Ripsqueak build with HD on board, you can get it to like 205 all up, and that at that weight on a 3-inch prop, it's beautiful. It's such a natural flight experience. That is basically the all up weight and prop size that Drew flew of my one rig at that quad camp that he said was one of the best flight experiences he's ever had. There's always a prop size to all up weight that has a feel to it. And I think it's 200 to 210 grams all up for 3-inch props. So yeah, the Ripsqueak, this one's gonna get built, and then I'm gonna take the other CB3 and I'm gonna probably move that into another Ripsqueak and maybe do a third one. That's gonna be the main 3-inch rig that I fly moving forward. So yeah, not replace. Replace isn't the word. But get flown a lot more often then. Yeah, big time. License to Drive says maybe I should send CiottiFPV an HK Color 250 frame, and he can see if he can add motors, etc. to make it fly. I've got a stack of 6 of them. Oh my god, I bought for $1 each in a Hobby King sale years ago. It can take 6-inch props. Oh my god. If I had the time, I would love to do that license, but fuck, man, I'm so bad. I'm like. One of the reasons I'm really looking forward to doing this 12-hour stream is I'm hoping I can get like 2 scratch builds done, because I'm at least 10 builds deep. So yeah, I can't really. If I can get caught up, so you know, like that build with that frame, I would consider to be like a freak show build, basically, right? I don't have time for the freak show builds quite yet. Once I get some of these like kind of knocked out, then we'll see what we can do with some freak show builds, but hang on to them, License, because that would be hysterical. I would probably it's probably a weak-ass frame, so I would probably take 2 of them and double stack the bastard, and that would be nice and strong. Don Ladd says, I have a piece of carbon fiber under my fingernail. Got it from a car at work. It got all bad. I had to go to the doctor to get some pills. It was bloody painful. Ooh. That's disgusting. Things under fingernails are not good. Maniac FPV says we had 2 accidents back-to-back events. I'll send you some pictures. 2 vets. Although, yeah, I mean, all you had to say was 2 vets, and then I would have known that it was 2 accidents, Maniac. I hate to be, sometimes I feel bad being so down on Corvettes, but I've driven so many, and I've never gotten out of one. I've never gotten out of one and either A, looked back at it. I'm always just like, I'm out of here, get me the fuck away from that thing. Or had the remote thought of like, oh, I want one of those, or I need to get one of them, or that was always an interesting thing for me is like after instructor driving a car, like getting out of the car, there was always a moment of like, fuck, that thing is awesome, or like, I really want one of them, or whatever. Versus like just walk away, just get away from it. They just don't communicate, in my opinion, at all at the limit of traction. And when a car doesn't tell you, when a car with really big power, really big tires, and no communication on the limit of throttle, on the limit of traction, those are 3 really good ways of getting into a horrendous accident. So yeah, same thing with like Vipers and yeah, big power, big tire American cars are interesting. Nukem720 says, check your PayPal, buddy. Naked GoPro Fund. Merry Christmas, fucker. Thank you, Nukem720. I'm gonna click Get Mail. I'm gonna scroll down a little bit more. We're gonna be caught up on the chat, and then we're gonna do some goddamn giveaways. David Carnegie says the Mini is a 3-axis gimbal. The Spark That's what it is. The Spark was a 2-axis gimbal. Thank you, David. Daz Doodles FPV says, when I use a 4S on my toothpick, it shoots to the moon. Only when I use 4X packs, usually run 6503s. Just tried the 454S and Zoom. Daz Doodles, if you're trying to not get it to shoot to the moon on 4S, you can do one of two things. You can probably fix you've probably got way too much KV. So in the PID, if you're on BetaFlight 4.2, in the PID screen, there's a motor scaling. Bring that down to like 70% and just see if it makes it better. Or the other option is to go into the filters tab and lower the filter sliders. If you're looking at it, you're going to lower them to the left. That's going to add more filtering. See how that does, and let me know. Mr. Shady says, have you tried the Emax Eco 2? I have not. YouTube did the thing. Oh, wow. I'm not. Oh, wait, no, maybe I am. Hold on. No, yeah, I'm close. Okay, good. Pandemic Pilot says, feminist is a loaded term. I don't know if I disagree, or I'm having trouble wrapping my head around that statement, but I'll think about it later. I'm in FPV mode right now. T-Bird FPV says, you guys are both nerds. Love you and see you soon over break. Sounds good, brother. Private Island says, take the rest of the spars out of the Acrobat and fly it like that. Yeah, right. I thought about it. I thought about breaking the other front part to even the front end up. But it's the main part of the arm is not big enough. It's designed for that, to have that A-arm set up. Vern Kelk just joined the $10 Patreon. Am I in the giveaway? You are going to be in the giveaways for sure, Vern. Drone Pilot says the time is 42 minutes past the hour. This is Marcus. See how it's close to the catch up in chat. JFPV says CiottiFPV giveaway, and with that comment, after 2 hours and 42 minutes, I'm caught up on the chat. Holy shit, Monday nights are chaos. Let's do some giveaways. You guys waited long enough. I can't believe 110 people. You guys have lost your damn minds. But luckily, there's a benefit for you to having lost your minds. We're going to start off with the Tiny Whoop Toothpick Tier giveaway with... I hope you guys can appreciate that one of you is going to get... Tell me that this isn't like just the sexiest goddamn thing you've ever seen. Look at this. I want this. I want to keep this so bad. But I love you guys so much that one of you is going to get it. Also, I know that I'm just never going to build it, so I'd rather see one of you guys build it. I don't know what this is, but it's great. Kebab used to sell it. It is crazy strong. Like, it's nuts how strong this is. Like, this is such a cool toothpick frame. Whoever wins this, I swear to God, if you don't like build it right away and send me pictures and send me flight videos and tell me all about it, I'm gonna be heartbroken. Also, we've got a nameless RC D400 VTX and DVR AIO, 25 milliwatts up to 400 milliwatts, and the DVR is 1280 by 720 at 30 frames a second. We've got a beautiful multicolor TPU printed canopy, which again I've been holding on to because it's so goddamn cool looking, but realistically I'm just not going to build it. One of each of the 3 different bi-blades that you want to go with, which are the HQ 3x2s, HQ 3x1.5s, and the GemFan 3018, so you get to try out all of the different bi-blade options. and then just for no reason whatsoever, a bag of 4 of the 75mm Whoop regular propellers, as well as the regular 4 blades, as well as the Gemfan 4 blades. So yeah, little toothpick starter kit. Oh, I have to do like 8,000 things to get the giveaways going, and my computer is just shit the bed. What's happening? Can the dock come up? I need the dock to come up so that I can do the things that are in the dock, computer. I'm doing the thing that makes the dock come up. Can the dock come up now? Hey! What the... Why the hell did it take so long? Wheel of Names, Random Picker. That's the window that I need. While I'm clicking some buttons, we always jump on over to the Discord, which is available to all of you lovely patrons. And eventually it'll open up. There it is. Alright, here's the Discord channel. In the Discord channel, we've got a... Oh, I guess it's not called the channel. In the Discord... I don't know. What is it called? Whatever. There's a channel called The Video Collective. In the Video Collective, you can post your edits. And then maybe I will grab them and play them during the stream, which is what I'm going to do right now, because I need a minute to click some buttons and shit and put some people on the wheels and do some other things. So first we're going to watch Remy Tim fly around the house, and then we're going to watch B-Man fly around a jungle gym, it looks like. And then, if we have time, we're going to watch Proton to Go. And that's typically all we really have time for. It's about the amount of time that it takes me to get through some stuff. So, I'm going to give this to you guys. And do me a favor, if you joined the Patreon tonight, in the chat, tag me, type CiottiFPV, no spaces in between, and say, hey, my name is so-and-so on Patreon, and I just joined the so-and-so tier, because I just want to make sure that I get you on there. It's going to be fine, but I just want to double check. So, enjoy a little bit of Proton to Go, a little bit of B-Man, a little bit of Remy Tim. I'll be back. And then we'll spin the wheel. And... oh, yeah, right. I can't play your guys' music. I'm going to put my own music over top so I don't get sued. I'll be right back.
Chestnuts roasting on an open fire. Jack Frost nipping at your knees. Yuletide town being sung by a choir. Folks dressed up like a...
Oh, there it goes.
Everybody knows the turkey and the mistletoe help to make the season bright. Tiny tots with their eyes all aglow will find it hard.
Alright, enough of that. Look at these guys fucking ripping. Proton's getting really good, my god. Alright, fuckers. Let's do this. I've got people on the wheel. You've got... I don't know. First and foremost, here's your proof of life. I'm going to get it out of the way before I forget it. If you're active on I don't really have any control of this. If you're active on Patreon, then you'll be good to go. If you don't see yourself in here, you got to take it up with Patreon. I don't really have... So here you go. Here's your proof of life. Tiny Whoop tier. You guys can rewind. So I'm just going to quickly scroll. And if you'd like, you can go and make sure that you're on there. But if you're active in Patreon, you're going to be on there. I just click a button and it kicks out a CSV. This is the $10 tier. And here is the 5-inch tier. Alright, there you go. Zooming back out, and first and foremost, we've got the Tiny Whoop tier. Thanks, guys. I literally just noticed that there were more people in there. That's pretty awesome. Yeah, that's super cool. Vern Kelk says YouTube dropped me to 240p. Can't see. I didn't do anything. Not my fault. Sorry. Here's the wheel. I'm gonna click the shuffle button to even further shuffle and randomize, because some crazy shit be happening on this fucking wheel. Wait. People I told to tag me. Okay. Let's make sure we got everybody on here. Where's it at? There we go. Drone pilot paid tonight. $30. Elias on Patreon. There he is. And Pandemic Pilot, $30 tier. Where are you, Pandemic? Where are you, Pandemic? There you are. And if you're on one wheel, you'll be on all of them. So, and then we've got Gator FPV. Thank you. Gator saw his name. Awesome. JFPV, we do a 4th giveaway, and that's where we do super chats to get you on the wheel. And then Loon FPV, I think I saw you on there as well. So we should be good to go. Ready the goat. Full screen. Wait, is this the right one? This is the wrong one. I was like, man, there's not many people on there. Ready? I think it's going to be Jason Crabtree. Nope, way off. Oh, it was almost TweetFPV. S, I don't want to mess it up. S, you've won. I will message you on, what's it called? Patreon. Congratulations, S. I'm not going to butcher your last name. I hope that's cool. I assume that you'd rather have it not be butchered than be butchered. I'm going to write your name down on this bag, and then I'm going to message you on Patreon. But speaking of, if you haven't checked your Patreon messages in a while, go check them. There's like 20 people who won't get back to me with their address for me to send them free shit. Go check your Patreon messages. And we've got E-F-U-R-D, right? E-F-U-R-D. Awesome. Congratulations. S is going to be building some S. He's going to build some S. Next up. Oh, hey, by the way. Shout out. Huge thanks to FPV Cycle for sending this nameless D400 over for the giveaways. Support the people that support the people that support your people. And when you order from FPV Cycle, leave a little note and say, Ciotti sent me. Why not? This was sent over by Super Deluxe, and Patrick won it, but Patrick already has an extra duo frame, so he said, re-give it away, because Patrick is a super cool dude. He's one of the local pilots. That's super awesome. P. Richard Scott in the chat, give him a word of kindness. Do whatever you want. Oh, wait. God damn it. Hi! Hi, guys! Acrobat Duo frame. Let's see who wins it. Thanks, Patrick. Very cool of you. I'm gonna Patrick basically next time he comes over gets to go shopping in the bag of 3-inch micro brushless giveaway stuff, and then yeah, he can take a couple things because he won this fair and square. Where's that wheel at? Oh, it's here. It's ready to go. Okay, ready? And is it loud enough? I'm gonna move the goat over for the last one. Well, I'll try to give it to him again, but I mean, you know? All right, Patrick is going to get to really root through the fucking thing. I'm just gonna spin it again. Wait. That should have been a little bit louder for you guys. If he wins one more time, I'm gonna force him to take it. He didn't win. Hush wins. Congratulations, Hush. I'm gonna write your name down right next to Patrick's. And then I'm gonna mail this to you. What do you think of that? H-U-S-H. Congratulations, my man. You're a winner. You're a goddamn winner. Next up, courtesy of your boys over at FPVExchange, it's a goddamn Caddx Vista in the most controversial of giveaway prizes. This could save you money, or this could cost you money. My sincere hope is this goes to someone who's already on DJI. The previous one did. FPVExchange sent over 2 of these for the giveaways because Nevin wants me to succeed. And just like Joshua, he sees something in me and continues to support me. That's pretty fucking awesome. Yeah. We're going to give away some DJI goodness. Oh, I guess it's not really DJI goodness. This is the second generation, so it's all Caddx. Wheel of names. Shuffle, 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 shuffle. F5. F15, rather. Goat. Ready? Shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. This is the big one. Is that getting old yet, or is it still somewhat fun? Eric Allen, you've won, you simple... You... No, you haven't. Oh. Oh. Oh, man. Eric, you got fucked on that one, bro. Vladimir, you just laid the coals to Eric Allen and stole the Vista out from under him. I was sure that was going to land on Eric. Holy Christ. All right, Vladimir, congratulations. I'm going to message you on Patreon. Am I going to be able to read this? No, I'm not going to be able to read that. Let's use a colorful marker. Now, we're going to do the Super Chat giveaway. Let me just write Vladimir's name down. VLADIMIR. JELE SIJEVIC. Congratulations, Vladimir. You are getting HD'd the fuck up. Are you in here? Vladimir, are you hanging out? You don't have to be to win. The reason why I do these through Patreon is so that like it doesn't force you. You know, like people work when I'm streaming. Like I don't want to punish them for having a job. So yeah, I do them through Patreon so that I can easily get in touch with you folks. This is the wheel that we use for the Super Chat giveaway. You'll notice that Alec Dvornik is already on here. He's on. I manually put him on. Oh, I'm going to have to do that right now. Yes. Yes. Y-E-S. Alec Dvornik gets put on all the wheels because he has taken on the very time-consuming job of making time codes for these live streams. And I don't have anything else that I can offer the guy. like I wish I could pay him like $10 per for the. I mean, it's I should probably pay him fucking $100 per because it takes a lot of time. But I just don't have it. So yeah, the least I can do for the guy is to put him on all the damn wheels so that hopefully he wins something and gets yeah. Thanks, Alec. You're a goddamn mensch for. Being willing to do that for all of us. It really makes the streams a lot easier. So here's how it works: Super Chats or PayPal. $5. Wait, here's the. I gotta show you the prizes first. $5 gets you on the wheel one time. $10 gets you on the wheel 2 times. I didn't mean for that to happen. And yeah, then I put you on the wheel and we spin the wheel and somebody wins a glide frame. And a disgusting old PrettyFly slash Broken Prop Crew goggle strap that I've used for like 3 years, and I cleaned the living shit out of, so it doesn't have any of the herpes or the viruses or anything, and it's white with pineapples on it, and it's all faded and horrible. And if you don't want this, just let me know, and I won't put this in with the glide frame. But you'll still get the glide frame, I promise. You don't have to take this, but I don't know. What do I do with it? You know? Does anybody like really want this? I don't think you can get this anymore. It is. I mean, it's if you. So I got this when I was in Charleston. Charleston is known for the pineapple. And yeah, it was white, so it matched the goggles. I thought I was all fucking cool. So I don't know. If anybody really wants a pineapple goggle strap, it still works great. Let me know. Or it's getting thrown in the box with this glide frame for whoever wins it. I just saw PayPal pop up, so I'm gonna jump onto the PayPal first because that's the most confusing. Alec Dvornik sent $5. He's going on the wheel twice. He was smart enough to not send $10. Oh, I would have put him on the wheel a third time. I should put Alec on the wheel fucking 14 times for the amount of effort that he's putting into doing those time codes. He does such a good job too. Holy crap. Frank sends $10 and he says, keep the strap. How fucking dare you, Frank? How dare you? That's awesome. Hey, FPV crate in transit. It'll be here in about like 3 weeks, I'm sure. Okay, cool. We're good to go over there. And okay. Gonna get the chat back over here. Wait, no. Let me not pull the chat on the screen. All right, Pandemic Pilot with a 10 Californian dollar super chat. He says, "Get healthcare." What's 10 Californian dollars? Is it the same as 10 Canadian dollars? And then is that the same as how many American cheeseburgers? I feel like I should put Pandemic Pilot on once for 10 Californian Canadian dollars. Chomper FPV with a $4.99 super chat. He says Ciotti sent me. I don't know why he said that, but I'm putting him on the goddamn wheel. JFPV says send it. Jay's going on the wheel. Oh wait, you guys are looking at me? I don't want you looking at me. I look horrible. Look at the wheel. Pandemic Pilot sends 10 more Californian dollars. He's going on there twice. And then we've got a little bit of BVTV with a $4.99 super chat. Thank you, BVTV. You go on wheel. B-Man FPV with 10 American cheeseburger, hamburger, hot dog dollars. I'm fucking hungry. I'm gonna get something to eat after this. He says, hit me, bro. Merry Christmas. Flying Brian with 10 American hot dogs in his pants. Jesus Christ. I don't know what that means or where that came from, but I like it. Jack Hutchby with a $5 super chat. Thank you, Jack. You go on wheel once. My wife begun talking like a caveman. Pandemic Pilot sends another 5 Californian Canadian dollars. I already have them on oh! Drone Pilot tagged me and said Hush said he donates his prize back. Damn! I think that's because Hush just won a Tango 2 3 weeks ago? 2 weeks ago? That is super cool of you, Hush. So we're going to do the Acrobat Duo frame that just wouldn't go away is back. Fuck it, let's do it right now before I forget. Goat is ready. We want this. Oh, you stupid bastard, you. No. Wait, no, hold on. I still have the windows open. I can fix this. Here are all of the wonderfully generous people on the crazy tiers. And I just need to find the other window, which I think is this one. Nope, that's not the one. That would mean it's this one? Yes! Okay. Okay. Oh God, what have I done? Oh no. Oh boy. Man learns computer. There we go. Got it. Crisis averted. Pasting, scrolling, shuffling. F5. Goat. Props to Hush for making this another giveaway. Ready? I swear to God, if it comes up on P. Richard Scott or Hush, I'll just click the button again. Who's it gonna be this time? It's gonna be Hush again. Nope, it's Sebastian. Congrats, Sebastian. I will message you on Patreon, And, yeah, man. Send Hush a message that says, dude, you are awesome. That is super cool. Yeah, that's awesome. Good shit, Hush. Hush is a stand-up guy. He's like, nah, man. I already won like 2 years worth of subscriptions. Send that to somebody else. I got this. I'll be here with my Tango 2. Like, okay. Back into the chat. Wait, no, I'm going to go back on to this screen. Let me make sure I didn't miss any other important messages in between the super chats. Alex says, the privilege is watching. Oh, thank you, dude. That's super cool of you. Frank says, $10 via PayPal. Keep the strap. Got that. Alex says, $5 PayPal for plus one. Awesome. There's Drone Pilot. Drone Pilot, thank you for tagging me and letting me know about Hush. That's awesome. Carolos says, can it be a super sticker? Yes, it most certainly can. Larry says, Hush said on Discord to spin again. He wants to donate his win. Very cool. All right. Metal Dirtskin sent 5 on PayPal. Did I get you already, Metal? I think I did, maybe. What the hell's going on? Work, computer. Here, hold on. Oh, God, no! All right. I'll click off of it so that you guys can't see who... What? I can't... Why is the computer doing this? Why do you do this to me? Why? I need to... I can't get out of fucking... There it is. It's fine. This is what I was... it's the little things. It's the little things. Where we... Oh, no! Sorry, Jumper. I'll make sure that I hit the shuffle button an extra time for Jumper. I feel bad now. Oh, shit. Tyler sent 10 via PayPal for the giveaway. We're going to put Tyler on here. I'm just going to work my way down the PayPals until I hit Metal Dirtskins, and then I think I'll be caught up. Robert Yates with a $10 PayPal. He says, from Geo Fairbanks. Great stream. Thank you, Robert. I'm going to put you on here as your real name. And then I think this is probably Metal Dirtskin. Metal Dirtskin, I'm pretty sure that your name is John Ray in real life, and I've got your $5 super chat here. I am going to make sure that I didn't already put you on here, which I shouldn't have because it was an unread email. Yeah, we're good. Awesome. John Ray, you are good to go. There's Geo Fairbanks tagging me about the 10 on PayPal. Awesome. Doc sent 10 California dollars twice, so that's more than 10 USD. Talking about Pandemic Pilot. And we got Chomper on there. We got... okay, Geo, I got you. Frank Nicholas got you. Nukem720 with the $5 super chat for giveaway, but update the Naked GoPro Fund 2 from PayPal. Yeah. Nukem, let me... All right, you're on the wheel. That's what's important. And then, I think you sent it before. Ooh, there it is. Kyle Newcomb sent $25. Let's get that updated, or not, because the what? I need the dock to come up. If the dock doesn't come up, I can't do anything. It has all the things that I do. Why? This is... Oh. Fuck you, Doc, you asshole. You know what? I'll fucking show you. See, now it's not... Come on, you shitbag bastard. Is it late enough for me just to go full... Why is this happening now? Like, this... I've been using apples forever. Come up! What? I need... Asshole. I think it's in here, right? Isn't it? There. Where's the goddamn hide? Okay. Problem solved. What was I doing? Oh, here we go. I gotta go here, and I gotta go here, and yeah, that looks better than a big fat goose egg. Thank you, Kyle. Very, very cool of you. Kyle wants to see some naked GoPro. Kyle is a GoPro. I heard Kyle's a GoPro pedophile. That doesn't work. I gotta make up a. There's got to be a better naked GoPro joke than that. That's pretty. That was a stretch. Free Range Chicken RC is going on the wheel. Thank you for the $4.99. He says, thanks for the awesome stream. Merry Christmas. You are certainly welcome. And scroll. Pandemic Pilot breaking down the Canadian to U.S. Situation. Carlos Batros. I think I got you on there already, right? Weren't you the first person I got on there? Let's see. I recognize that comment. No, that's weird. Maybe it's the first one that I saw, but then I went from the top to the bottom. I think that... Nope. Aaron Bryland wants in with $5 Californian dollars. I'm going to take a couple of the a dollar and whatever extra from Pandemic Pilot's extra Californian dollars. Oh, Jesus, what's happening inside of my brain? It is just falling apart. Pandemic Pilot says, only on there once? I thought I put you on there twice. I think you're separated. Yeah, you're separated. There's one, and there's two, and I'm going to shuffle the shit out of everybody anyway. And then Metal Dirtskin says, John Ray is me. Awesome, I thought so. Flying Brian says, damn you, computer. Flying Brian, can you build Macs? Is that like a thing that can be done yet? Mac building? PCs make me want to die. It's not you, it's me. Pandemic Pilot says, limit of 2x? Yes, sorry. Did I not explain that? I didn't explain that. I will. I'll PayPal you back whatever I Pandemic. Sorry, I didn't specifically call that out. I should have. Aaron Brightland, you are now in. I saw that you tagged me. Chomper sent 2 entries. Awesome. Let's put them on here again, which will hopefully take care of the fact that he already won once in the unofficial accidental roll. Sacramento, he says, all good. You're not too late. You can get in. You gotta hurry. Casper is getting in with 35 dicks. Thank you for the dicks, Casper. I appreciate all that I can get. That came out wrong. That's what she said. Metal Dirtskin says, how about naked GoPro voyeur? Yeah, there we go. And then Nukem720 says, build a Mac/Apple for my dad. Can be totally built. No shit. Nice. I'm into that. Well, yeah, Hackintosh is a different... I mean, well, I don't know. Back in the day that I actually knew about computers, the Hackintosh thing was really rough. Like, it was real bad. If it's not real bad anymore, I'd be in. All right. I think we are good to go. I'm just taking one last little look here. Make sure Aaron's on there. There he is. Awesome. And Carlos, I think you're on there as well. There you are. Good deal. We're good to go. Bottom of the chat. Closing it up. Glide frame. Herpes goggles. A glide frame and some herpes. Let's see who wins. Ready? Full screen, F15, goat, and shuffle, 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 shuffle. Ah! Oh, the goat yells. Right. I forgot. It's Nukem. Nukem 720. He's all about it. Congratulations. You got a glide frame for Christmas, god damn it. Although there's no way in hell it's going to get there by Christmas. Nukem, do you want the strap? Do you want tall man herpes? Nukem, you got some work to do. Oh my god, I am the fucking worst. The other thing that we always do in these giveaways is a set of TweetFPV transmitter grips. Since I'm so bad, I'll show them off. We'll give Tweet some more love for he's so generous in doing this, and then I've done it so many times that like I take it for granted for some weird reason that you guys will know. Dan TweetFPV makes these awesome grips, skateboard grip tape grips for your transmitter. I was not about these at all. I always thought it was completely stupid, and then he had this cool purple color, and I was like, well, let me try them. It's like $7, and I fucking love them. It's just it just makes the transmitter slide around in your hands less, which kind of can't be a bad thing. So yeah, Nukem 720, you also won a set of these transmitter grips. Here's how you claim that prize. You're gonna email or hit him on Instagram or Facebook. TweetFPV, TWEET, like what you do on Twitter, FPV, no spaces. You can also email him. That's the easiest way. Email him at tweetfpv@gmail.com. You're going to tell him, hey, I won Ciotti's giveaway on whatever the hell tonight's date is. My name is so-and-so. My shipping address is so-and-so. My email address for the tracking number is so-and-so. I have a blobbity-blee radio, and I would like the so-and-so color. He does have this beautiful purple and red CiottiFPV color, and if I find out that you didn't get this cover, I will hate you forever. So, you know, if you want to get a color other than this, just don't tell me, because I'll be very sad. This tweet calls this the CiottiFPV color. And yeah, you need to do the same thing with me. CiottiFPV on Facebook, Instagram, Patreon, Discord, wherever. Send me a message. I need your first and last name. I need you to tell me that you're Nukem 720, because right now I'm writing Nukem 720 down on this package. So if you just say, hey, I'm Steve, I'm going to be like, hi, Steve. What the fuck do you want? But if you say, I'm Nukem 720, and I won the glide frame, and your herpes strap, then I'll know it's you. Oh! Nukem says give the grips away again. He's already got them, maybe. Or just doesn't like them. Right? Nukem? I'm spinning again for the grips. Confirm, please. And he does want the herpes strap. How many times can I say herpes on this stream? Alright, cool. Putting those two there. Get back to me and maybe we'll... Yep, give it away again. He says, here we go. We're moving them. And... somebody's winning TweetFPV grips. Who's it going to be? What was that? It's going to be JFPV. No, it's not. It's going to be T-Bird. Congratulations, Tyler Sherrard. You... I don't think you have them. I think... you're gonna be doing a little email to Tweet. Way to go, brother. Yeah, Tyler, you know what to do. You've heard me say it 8,000 times. Congrats to everybody that won. Let's do one more. Let's do a giveaway for a Mach 2 VTX by RDQ, and This will be a giveaway for that. It's going to be a giveaway for some of my stickers. Here we go. This is a sticker giveaway. These stickers are all available over at Etsy. If you go to CiottiFPV.com, there's a link to Etsy. My Etsy store has all these stickers, and you're going to love them. They're going to make your life infinitely better, and I'm even going to throw a magnet in. So it's going to be one of the small holographics. It's going to be a magnet. It's going to be... Oh, yeah. One of these holographic ones as well. All right, cool. We'll do that. And then... What else? It's going to be this cool little set of TPU stuff for your goggles. A little Rotorius R fan cover. These little things lock the straps in on the outside. And then these are those little knurled bastards for the SMAs. A nut grabber pin. And that's all I can really find to do another quick giveaway with. What else do I have floating around here that's been annoying me sitting on my desk? Yeah, fuck it. You guys aren't paying for it. It's a free giveaway. Ready? Here we go. I don't know why. It's Christmas, god damn it. Do I really need a reason to give more awesome people awesome stuff? Although how awesome this stuff is oh, fucking hell yeah, Alec Dvorak, perfect. That is absolutely fantastic. Alec, send me your address, and I'll send you some cool shit. I'll probably throw a bunch more stuff in. This is kind of perfect. What a goddamn Christmas miracle, am I right? Very, very cool. Alec is gonna get some well-deserved cool stuff. I'm probably gonna throw a bunch more stickers in there. That's awesome. All right, Alec. Do me a favor. Yeah, Alec, just message me and say the bag of whatever. You don't have to. I'll remember this. Are there this many people here because you guys all want to see EmuFlight? Because it's fucking late, man. It's 11:30. I'm kind of getting tired. I feel bad though. I don't want to feel like I duped you guys into staying. Can we do the EmuFlight thing on Wednesday? Who's? If I say right now, I almost fell. If I say right now that we're not doing the EmuFlight thing tonight, who's angry? Who does that make anybody angry? Alex says CiottiFPV is listed as a color. Yeah, it's true, as a color on RDQ, but they didn't want to give an affiliate. Yep, that's how it works. All right, so I've got a couple Wednesdays. Ruby Tim says, nah, Emu can suck a bird. Don Lads has to sleep. Okay, so I guess everybody has to go to sleep now. Drone Pilot's cool with it. Okay, good. I don't feel bad now. I will give a little bit more effort here to get caught up on the chat. Flying Brian says, give us a quad off the wall. If I give you a quad off the wall, it's going to... There is a Source 1 frame on the wall. And that came from Brad, McManus FPV. And I did kind of want to build it to see what the whole Source 1 thing is all about. But I don't know. I mean, it's got 4mm thick arms. I know how it's going to go. I'll give that away on the... Ow, yeah, no, I need giveaways for the Christmas stream. Okay, Fuck it. I'll give that away on the Christmas stream. With TPU. What do you think about that? Christmas stream giveaway. I'm gonna try to do a bunch of giveaways on the Christmas stream. That's why I put that VTX there. Yeah. 12 hours of Christmas. More than likely 6 p.m. Christmas Eve to 6 a.m. Christmas Day. So that when I'm done streaming, I can go sleep for a little bit and then wake up and have Christmas morning. Yeah, cool. One less quad on the wall for you guys to ask me about. Yeah. Cool, that'll be fun. Oh, hey! This is going to be another giveaway item for the stream. They sent it to me in a large. So we'll give that away as well. Yeah, it'll be fun for you guys. Let me make sure that there's not any pressing matters going on in the chat. What am I saying? Flying Brian got the blue camo grips. Tweet didn't have the purple when he won. Blue camo is probably pretty cool though. Newcomb says, sorry about the color. Oh, we're good there. Metal Dirt Skin says he also does them for the TS100. He does. They're so cool for the TS100. If I had a TS100, I'd be all over those. Computer talk. Got it. I think we're good. Thanks for hanging, guys. This is a long one, but a good one. Did you guys get it? Do I still have to say it, or can I just, like, you know, say that that's what she said lines and then you guys will think it? Have I broken you guys yet? TWSS. All right, guys, be good. Cowboy Kitten Jet Shark says, I'm just here because I'm bored. I don't care when. And on that note, be good, guys. If for some reason you can't make the next couple streams this week, have a fucking awesome Christmas if that's what you celebrate. If you celebrate something else, have an awesome Kwanzaa. I forget the joke from Seinfeld, but yeah, have a great next week of your life here coming up. And don't do anything I wouldn't do. Goodbye! Here's some more flying from over a year ago. Wait, no. Let me pick something different. What do we got here? What's that? F40 Pro... Oh, yeah, this was... Okay, so this was back when I was on 4S. What is this? I hope this is good. You guys are going to get to see it with me. Ready? And...
People fucking rip down this road all the time. We live like 2 blocks away.
Go.
People blast down this fucking road, dude. It's crazy.